wait, Druid has a top on? Oh, Druid...
Of course she's wearing a top. Wait, she totally
No. Wait, Druid has a Druid top.
A Druid top. Yeah, I know. My brain just eliminated.
He is wearing a Druid shirt, is what OG Blaze is saying.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I don't know how it up, so this is supposed to be family friendly. Oh.
We are still rated.
We are still rated M for, yeah.
That's true. Although I did
mature audiences.
I didn't actually set. I just realized for this I didn't put any whatchamacallits.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Thanks.
What
you know, when you put in the title.
You know
the things.
Tags? Are you talking about tags?
Tags, yes, or whatever they're called. Got to put those in. So how's did we fix the audio yet? Is it still bad? Balls or breasts? Well, obviously.
Depends on what you're into. Y'all ready for this?
Sorry, unfortunately the music doesn't work on this particular screen, guys. I apologize. We'll
Hello,
hey, Stormbag, we'll get you those points back hopefully at some point if I can remember.
But
actually, Druid can do it now, can't she? So how's the audio?
I'm on it.
Yeah.
He's doing the sprinkler right now. Wasn't that what you were doing?
Do it again. No.
Huh?
Do what you were just doing earlier.
What?
I mean, Banana Tom.
For this?
It was, you know. Yeah. So, Banana Tom, it'd normally be breasts, but, you know, never mind. Lost it.
Oh, audio seems to be good. We'll give feedback if needed. Thank you, Dr. Mailman.
Tilted.
Very much appreciated.
Cool. That's super important. This has been...
Is it weird? Never tilted. Is it weird to say that my mom made it for me?
She made you a ball sack? That's so funny. Did he mute you guys? Because you were totally cutting out, both of you. Your laughter is not coming through.
Oh man. Yeah.
I was just saying, technically she did, because, you know.
I did make these. She broke the mic again. Yeah.
Looking at Stormy is like looking at a future you. I you know, can't wait to see. You must be a handsome fella.
Hold on, wait. What is yours full of?
Dice.
Mine are full of acorns.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, okay. Crazy accent, user choice.
Yeah.
I mean, since we haven't gotten into the game yet.
You'll be hearing a lot.
You
would be hearing a lot of accents from him if we were back in town.
Yeah. On D&D night, you don't have to worry about that, little Ruby. We'll be doing a lot of accents from the. Well, I guess that's true. You're not.
Well, I totally have an accent that I use the entire time.
Yeah.
So you didn't really have to spend that 500 points. But I could try to channel my inner Stormy and BT from the other day if you want.
No, that's good. That's good. So.
Like, please don't. Please don't. Exactly.
Yeah,
that's how I felt.
we'll be. I still do Rylar and Philip. Those are accents / voice.
Yeah. You just get me.
Yeah,
That's how I talk normally.
Like Druid and Stormy are the ones with the voices. Fate and I are just like, this is what you get.
Yeah.
No, please don't. Please don't, because everyone would be uncomfortable.
Yeah. I'm already wildly uncomfortable.
Because I have a sack full of nuts.
I can't even.
My mom's sack.
The stuff just keeps rolling. Stop with the nut sacks, everybody.
BT wants to hear Fate's Fern voice again.
Okay. It's actually a corn sack. So, because of the acorns. Okay. Thank you guys. I'm just gonna.
Okay. You
nice.
Guys. I mean, you guys. You know. I mean. All right.
Hi, Vlad.
Hello, Vlad. Welcome in.
I just I just want to say that much like last time or the time before, I can't remember if it was episode 81 or 80, where we had such a joyous intro full of laughs to go to some. Oh no, I think it was 79 or 80 when we came across Vavoom and Gashtura.
Oh yeah.
And we're like, we're having a wonderful beginning. And it's like, now the race changed.
It went dark quick in that episode.
Mutilation.
Yeah, and it was like,
yeah. I mean, there's got to be some drama in the story.
Yeah.
So. But, in all fairness, you guys turned that into a bright spot, kind of, sort of, right? Because you helped repurpose and repair Vavoom. And you got him back into the game with you guys on your side.
I mean, we also did chop off a part of his arm.
Yeah.
It's fine.
What do you mean we?
You, but I told you where to chop.
But that's also how you regrew his arm.
Yeah.
So, he's super grateful. And more importantly, you helped him get back in the game. And he supported you guys in taking down the Triumvirate. So, well done. Well done.
Are you talking about this strong bag? Nice rolling box thingy?
Oh.
Yep. They have the same one.
Tray.
And then
I got a new dice tray.
I have a similar one to Fate. His is fancier, but mine is also purple.
Everybody's showing off their dice trays.
Yeah.
With my my Lorkris like bright hot pink dice.
Mine are all green.
Yeah. Just not at all Lorkris's personality. And that's why I wanted him.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of dice, don't forget that our man Never Tilted in channel is a dice and miniatures maker, and he has a special deal going on with Stormkeep. So I believe there was a discount code.
Druid, do you have his shop link handy?
Yeah, it was.
I do have the shop link handy.
And do you have
I realized I never had the proper opportunity to mention it to you, Never Tilted, but that's awesome. That is super cool and very generous.
Yep.
So,
Lad, what color is your dice tray?
Ooh.
All right.
He said he holds up dice tray that no one can see. I want to know what color it is.
Thank you for putting that up, Druid. Real quick, guys, how is the audio? Yes. Are we cutting out at the end again, or are we coming in okay? Is our mic picking up Druid and Fate? How's it sounding? Have we kind of nailed down the issues?
Say a monologue. I don't know a monologue off the top of my head, but I can try and talk as long as I can.
How about this? Tell us about your restaurants that you did last night in Wookiees and Cookies stream.
Like, oh my gosh, guys! If you missed last night, Wookiees and I started with a coffee shop where we were both Valley Girls, and it was called Two Blondes No Roast. It was amazing experience. You should have been there for it. And oh my God, that restaurant failed because it was my fault. And then we started a second restaurant called R.I.P. Guppy, where we served fish. That one went a little better until Druid showed up.
I mean, all right, thank you. It looks like our audio issues have been fixed.
But excellent. I didn't get to the third restaurant where we were doing so well.
All right, well, we'll just have to leave that as a surprise.
Hold on. I will announce, though, on the 8th, it's going to be Ladies' Night on Wookiees and Cookies stream. There's going to be me, Nancat?
Yes.
And Starkitty, and then Wookiees, and on his stream. And Wookiees. It's fine.
It's only his channel.
It's only his channel.
It's only.
Vlad, it's always Blame Druid Day. It is always.
Yes, join us December 8th at 7 p.m. Central Time on Wookiees and Cookies stream, where you can hear me, Druid, Cat, and Wookiees all playing Played Up. It's going to be a fun experience. You may hear me go into Valley Girl at some point. Maybe not. You never know.
If she feels like it. All right, guys.
I do Valley Girl too. If you like, do it too. Because you know.
Well, if I bring up the Valley Girl, it'd be like, Wookiees, I need plates like pronto.
So
he's dish boy.
the funny thing is,
okay, we're done.
Druid, when you do the Valley Girl, it doesn't seem that far removed from your actual voice because you already say like a lot when you're talking.
That's why it's easy for me to do.
You need to stop picking on Druid, okay?
Sorry, that'll never
oh my
happen.
god.
Oh my god, Druid, look at her butt.
It is like so big.
All right, so thank you guys for helping us figure out the audio issues. Now that you know we have worked out the intro, you know what you're here for. Now I got to tell you guys about last week's episodes. We can do a recap of
Hi, Aries. Hi, Aries.
Welcome in, Aries. All right, so yeah, where was I? Okay, recap of last week.
Last time on Isles in the Mist.
Exactly. So the party members had already defeated the Triumvirate in his primary lair, which was the downstairs.
Oh,
and they needed to
below this one.
Yeah, they needed to go up to. They found the arcane machine room. It's also doubles as a giant teleporter room where basically this giant crystal in the center of the room and these pillars earmarked for the Triumvirate somehow are, in some sort of mystical arcane fashion connected them. There are these panels all over the walls that are basically, when I say panels, they're just kind of etched plaques, giant, like 6 foot by 4 foot etched plaques. And they all were labeled in ancient Gargantuan language, which is Goliath language, giantish language. They were all labeled for different locations. 3 of them were active and had a blue glow around them, and the runes were blue. And there's a arcane circuit-like etching going on the ground, going to the crystal in the center. And as the pillars also were connected, and there were these skulls on top of the pillars, which were each of the skulls from the Skull Lord that they defeated. Well, they hadn't completely defeated. And they, even after they got into this room, found that there were 12 of those plaques, but only 3 of them were active with the blue glows. And ultimately, they had to face off against those skulls that seemed to be practically immune to almost all magic, or any low-level magic. Anything 5th level or below, they were immune to. And they were super hard to hit physically. And they were also very resistant to damage. And so they were just having a really hard time dealing with them. But they found some clever ways to deal with it. There was a pattern to what the skulls were doing as they flitted around the room and moved back and forth amongst the pillars. But luckily, all they did was shoot a couple of Eldritch Blasts at the party. So it wasn't too incredibly lethal, except every 4th turn, after every 3 turns, they were able to cast Chain Lightning at the party. Luckily, they were able to figure out the puzzle of the combat in time before a second Chain Lightning had come around. And they figured out the control panel. Ultimately, it turns out that all of the plaques are meant to be sort of designation points for places that the Triumvirate would be able to teleport to these arcane nodes that somehow grew or stretched or were created throughout the Isles, Misty Isle, throughout sections of the Misty Isle. The reason why there was a number of them that were no longer functional is because early on in our story, in the past episodes, Druid had found them and figured them out, and the party had passed that information, or excuse me, Fern had figured them out and pass that information on to the guild masters of Misty City. And so the team Steel Dawn and some other adventuring groups had been working super hard to go dig them up and destroy them so that they were not functional anymore. But apparently there were 3 that were sort of hidden or inaccessible by the Steel Dawn. And one was the
Southeast Outpost,
and that was actually somewhere deep in the southeast mountains, kind of or northeast mountain. Yeah, I guess that's a good idea. We'll go and pull up the full map scene here. The kind of see, can we see that? No, I can't. So if you look at the Gloomspire Crag, that is the citadel of the Triumvirate. And if you go kind of southeast of there, just past the mountains where those dark trees and that river is, the Guildmasters had created a secret research facility up there, but they didn't know that in the middle of those mountains was one of these outposts from the Triumvirate, which was a way for them to teleport their army out. And so that was one of the locations. The other location was Lake Agropal. Agropal, thank you, or Agropal, however you want to say it, which is this lake in the center near the Orland Steps at the top, and which is also near to the mystical Radiant Mountain, which cannot be seen from outside of the giant barrier that surrounds the northern part of the island, the giant round circular bubble-like barrier. Once you're inside the bubble and barrier, you can see the mountain. And then finally, there's a hidden archive, which basically is in this same tower, the next level up. It is another teleport location. So eventually, they were very clever. So they found that they don't want to completely destroy and deactivate the crystal at the center yet, because they're not sure what the effects of that would be, and because they wouldn't be able to use it and figure it out effectively. And so but they also found that the skulls, after defeating them, were regenerating. So they got clever and took the skulls and popped them into a bag of holding, completely disconnecting them from the machine and from this plane of existence. And so because of that, they were able to activate the machine and get up into the hidden archive. And that's when they found very incredibly shocking revelation about the history of Lorkris's people and Fern's people, because it turns out after all this time, yeah, thank you. Here. After all this time, it turns out that the religions that both of them were following, where Fern is a Druid of Melora, and where Lorkris is a Paladin of Melora and a Cleric of Weejos, they were shocked to discover that in the ancient history where those names actually came from, they weren't gods at all. They were the names of the people from these two ancient nations from 15,000 years ago. And somehow, during all that time, that ancient history was partially lost, but what existed and what continued to eventually became a religion. Each of them became a religion. So ultimately, a religion based upon a false idea. But what's incredibly shocking about it is now, I mean, for Fern, it wasn't necessarily as much of an existential crisis, because her character was always just kind of, she went along with the idea of Melora because that was what Lorkris had taught her. But she's always felt a connection to the land, and so it was kind of hard for her to attach meaning to it, because she just, she grew up feral with no one in her original origin. She grew up, she doesn't know where she came from, where her parents were. She just found herself in the forest, grew up as a feral young child, didn't know any language. And eventually Lorkris and Lorkris's mentor in the order of Melora found Fern. But for some reason, Lorkris's mentor just absolutely despised and hated Fern and thought of her as some sort of aberration and monster that must be slain. And he was going to do so, but something within Lorkris just called to him to stop his mentor from doing this, because Fern was an innocent soul, and there's just something within that called to him that was inescapable and unstoppable. And so in a desperate act of protection, he accidentally or was forced to really kill his own mentor to save Fern's life. And in doing so, he considered himself to be a Oathbreaker Paladin in his mind, and ultimately took Fern in. Like, he was able to communicate with her and calm her down and slowly teach her language and teach her how to take care of herself. And eventually they met a wonderful lady named Solasta.
Solana.
Solana. Sorry, I'm thinking of the we played. Sorry, I did not say that word Celeste. I'm gonna have to edit that out. No, it's okay. It was an accident. We played Solasta today.
Slice it.
I was like, Celeste.
Yeah, Solana. Her name was Solana. And at any rate, so that was their background. But now, somewhere during the adventure,
he might scrum bag. He might.
Yeah, somewhere during the adventure, Lorkris had felt another calling from, and was getting these dreams and these powers from this raven-haired lady of death in his dreams. And he felt he was being called by Weejoss, the goddess of death in the arcane. And so that's why he became the, a creature of balance on the blade of an edge between life and death, a paladin of life and a cleric of death.
Really, I thought it's because he saw her face in soup.
I mean, it was stew, but yeah. That was
what me and Rylar made.
Yeah. But eventually, yeah, they were. That was what was so shocking about this revelation, right? Was that it turns out that those names, Melora and Weejoss, were simply the names of the elves that lived in this land and the Goliaths that lived in this land, and they weren't the names of gods at all. And so now Lorkris has had this crisis of faith, this existential, mind-crushing event happened to him. And he's wondering why he has these. How can he possibly have powers if the gods that he's been following don't even exist? Where have the dreams been coming from? And yeah, so that's what happened. And they know that it turns out that the army that they got through to get into this city, they defeated, was only a third of the army that the Triumvirate had. The rest of the army had been sent onward to attack Misty City through the final teleportation point, and so they're kind of in a race to they don't know, they're in a kind of a point of choice that they're trying in this moment where they have to figure out what they want to do. Do they feel like they can be more beneficial by teleporting back and trying to make it and flank the army and help Misty City directly? Or do they feel like they can figure out a way to disable the machine, potentially freeing this particular land of the undead curse that is on it. And what sort of effect will that have on the undead army that's marching on Misty City? And so that's the kind of the choice. But on top of that, the history that we revealed, that we talked about, also gave them some insight into what happened between, what was the kind of the final moments of history that happened between the Gargantuan people and the Glomelves, because apparently there were rebels from both of those peoples who were trying to get away, trying to escape what was going on, and somehow or another, because those rebels were teleported to another land 15,000 years ago, that is actually how the history eventually evolved into the religions that Lorkris has been following. And so there's apparently this lake holds some sort of secret that they have yet to unveil. Also, when they went into the hidden archive, they found out from that apparently there is still an additional hidden library, an inner library to this library that they have to figure out how to find and mystically open.
Oh, Emillynn will find it.
Mm-hmm.
Emillynn will find it.
And
She's determined.
I think that I've covered it all. Have I forgotten anything? Feel free to add, guys.
We have 1 week from now.
Right.
Until, you know.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Thank you for
Dude
bringing
on the
that
top
up.
of the mountain.
So when they got to the hidden archive, on the desk, there was a letter literally left there for them. And it basically was goading them and taunting them and saying, it's too late. I've already collected all of the undead divine energy that I need. I'm going to be taking it to my master. He will something like he will master the anomaly in 1 week's time. And so they have some time to figure stuff out, but it is ticking away. So I think that's the recap. What do you guys think? Good. All right. So now one of the things that I like to do, it's kind of unique to my DM style, is at the beginning, I randomly roll which of the players will tell me from their character's perspective something that stood out to them last week. I understand, Strongbag. I take that as a compliment, sir. All right, here you go. Any bets on who gets to go first?
Fate?
Wow, you guys would bet for Fate? I mean, normally in the past that would have been a good, accurate bet, but actually it's Fern.
But it's actually... Oh. That's wrong. Okay, guys.
Okay, Chonkapillar.
You guys are just totally stealing her thunder. What dicks.
You guys don't steal my lines, okay? Okay, So Chonkapillar, I'm still very confused. So like, you know, Lorkris was telling me about Melora being a god and stuff, and then all of a sudden I'm told that she's not actually a god, that she is my ancestors or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. So maybe that's why she wasn't talking to him or something. But, you know, but he said something about faith being more powerful. I'm still kind of confused, but I'm very sad about it. So where did you come from, Chonkapillar?
Meat.
Chonkapillar.
Meat.
But so you know, this is kind of weird, and I don't know how I'm going to be helpful in this library because I can't read none of the stuff in here. So it's going to be very interesting, but you know, I feel very powerful though. I just remembered we're
Don't forget, you guys are going to have dream sequences too.
Yeah, I know.
So you just saw
That was
like the realization. Because I was like, yeah, because we leveled up, I feel extra powerful. Oh no!
That was a Druid light bulb moment.
Yeah, it was out of character light bulb. But so I'm also now very worried about Lorkris. He might do something very stupid. That's about it.
Gotcha. Thank you. Very well said. All right.
Yeah, Druid, your mic was cutting in and out.
Yeah, but that's all. I think it was just because she was really hitting the high highs.
Loud.
Yeah.
Do you have particular settings set up on your mic or OBS manually?
It's his Streamlabs.
No,
okay.
it's my Discord.
Oh, it's your Discord. Yeah. Okay, so it's probably the echo cancellation or the we'll play with it later. I don't think it's bad enough as long as she controls the ebb and flow from.
No. There is literally like no in between.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just facts.
She's scarier than Mariah Carey, I gotta say. I think she could. I mean, Mariah Carey could probably shatter crystal. I think this one over here could shatter adamantine. All right.
I don't know if that's a compliment.
All right. Next is going to be
Starkitty.
Fate this time. Or I should say Lorkris.
It's just borderline catatonic. Realizing that everything that he's thought was true is all a lie. In terms of his faith. The power, the skill, the knowledge is all learned. But now it stems from what? And who the hell is that woman? It's just... more stoic than normal.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's weird. Yeah. Yeah, faith shattering is wild for him.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Thank you for the lurk, Scrombag.
Appreciate you for the lurk. We know it's super late for you. Have a good one. Get a good night's rest. He's gonna be back in a bit. Okay, cool. Next, Miss Emillynn Ray.
Philip, you read the same thing I did, right? I'm a little worried about Fern and mostly Lorkris. Also second guessing myself too, because I could have sworn I read somewhere that those two were gods somewhere. I think you were the one that told me because you read about it in some book. Got me second guessing. Are you real, Philip? Are you really real? Are you real? Are you just a figment of my imagination? Because after everything I've learned, it's so hard to believe now. Please tell me you're real. Is Chonkapillar real too? Oh my gosh. I need to learn more. You're gonna help me, right, Philip? You're gonna read like 10 books at once for me? Because I know you got plenty of eyes. You know, all those late night study sessions. We can do this. Please be real.
Oh. Okay. Rylar the Suffrigant, the NPC of the party, who's a warlock of the Great Old One, but believes he's a cleric of goo.
Great. I love it.
He too is rather confused by what you guys have been saying, because he's like, he's not smart, but he reads books enough, as long as he's decent, he can't figure stuff out very well. but he's, you know, he had some knowledge of religions, and like those religions are really old. The religions of Melora and Weejoss, they've been around a long time, but these civilizations, they're even older, 15,000 years. And if this is where the history actually came from, then that means that, you know, all those two religions back on the mainland are just like a fraud. It makes him wonder about any other religion.
Oh yeah, Emillynn's like second guessing. It's like, if they're not real gods, where are these people getting their divine powers from?
But Rylar, the one thing that he feels stalwart in, and he wants to use this to be more comforting to Lorkris and to Fern in this time, is that he knows that Goo is real. Even though ironically he's never spoken to or seen him, his friends tell him they have spoken to, and well, they've seen it and heard it. and so from his point of view, he just always knew that Goo was real. He just like, it was just like he had a knowledge within himself. And so he's going to try and be comforting to them, but he's very confused by this. He doesn't quite understand what's going on, but he knows that there's, you know, finds it interesting that we're actually figuring out where Lorkris and Fern came from, and but he's still super confused at who the Shadow Man is. And what's that light on top of the mountain? It seems like everything leads to that, to the Radiant Mountain. So, I mean, he's got Bunky inside of him. It was put there by Goo, and that's gonna help him. So he's gonna help his friends like he's always done, and so he's not worried about it. He's confused, but he's easily confused, and so it's kind of a natural state for him. And so he's just gonna keep doing what he always does, just going with the flow and supporting his friends, and that's his favorite thing to do.
Well, as soon as Emillynn can figure it out, she will explain it to Rylar.
All right. Now, having said that, is there anything else anyone needs to add before we go chat dark? Okay. So we're gonna go what I call chat dark, guys. It's not for the whole session. We will in about an hour and a half or so, we'll have an intermission and chat with you guys for a little while during the intermission, and then we chat at the end of the session as well. During chat dark, if we get a raid, we'll break for the raid and say hello and stuff. But don't spend your channel points, because I mean, I guess Druid can refund them if we do. But
don't spend your channel points tonight. Save it for Stormy's regular streams when you can actually hear them go off.
Right, exactly.
Or you can just, you know, bank your channel points like me.
No, don't listen to her. Just don't spend them tonight. Appreciate you guys. So we're gonna go chat dark, jump into the story, into the role play some more, and I appreciate you all for coming. Enjoy the show.
Philip loves you, chat.
All right. Well, so your characters, exhausted from the day's events, expending all of your resources, having to heal up heavily because everybody on the team was heavily wounded. But on top of all the physical exhaustion from the multiple combats, the kind of energy exhaustion from expending all of your inner mana, you know, expending all of your resources, and you're on top of that, now you've been crushed with this weird kind of twist of history that you didn't see coming. You all quickly decide with Gashura and Vavoom to make your way into Miss Emillynn Ray's pocket dimension. Right.
A tavern.
Her
Tavern.
I thought you had a different name for it. Was it?
It's my magical tavern.
Her magical tavern, which is a little pocket dimension, and a special ability that she somehow gained from knows where. And you all make your way into the room. You help Gashura. And the neat thing about your pocket dimension you're in is you can create different rooms on the fly within it, and alter it so that you have rooms for Gashura and for Vavoom. They want to stay in one room together, right? And so
make sure it's stocked with plenty of paper so Gashura can chat with Vavoom.
Right. And they tell you that all the stuff that's going on is kind of confusing. I mean, of course, it's hard for Gashura to communicate with you guys, and they're exhausted too. And so she wants to go rest and heal. And Vavoom is just going to be by her side, and he's not very smart anyway, and so he wouldn't be that helpful in your conversation of figuring stuff out. But she does mime to you guys, write to you guys that it's best to sleep on it and talk about it tomorrow, and then you can come up with a plan. Everybody can come up with a plan, and or at least that's what she recommends. But she trusts you guys to do whatever you think is right. And then they go off to bed after in fact, you guys are all so exhausted at this point. You just pick out, grab out what little bit of trail rations you all have and munch those down just to, get some of the food in you, energy up. And you drift off. Even in this moment, this time again is, normally Fern being an elf, she only meditates, but this time she again falls into a deep sleep. But this time this was a deep, fitful sleep. So we're gonna roll random to see who's. For those who don't know, last game they also leveled up because of all of the experiences they've had. Normally they have dream sequences that signify their level ups, and it usually sometimes it gives them cryptic messages about what's going on. Sometimes not. Sometimes it's symbolic. They honestly haven't been able to figure it out completely ever, but this time is different. You all do have dreams, but this time these are nightmares that rock you to your core. Fitting. Lorkris first.
Son of a bitch.
Okay, Dean. All right. This time, you find yourself you wake up in her magical tavern in the room that you're sleeping in. And you're shocked to find that Guar's not in the room. And so you go out into the hall looking for him. And you don't see him. And you look around, you think, okay, people are sleeping, so you go to check on them. You find no one is in their rooms. The space is completely empty. And you're convinced that you've woken up. You feel like you've woken up. You're confused by this. And then you notice that the exit to the pocket dimension is open, but it's open into some sort of dark hall. So you make your way out into the dark hall. And out in the dark hall, it looks like there's in some sort of battle and all of your friends are lying there in pools of blood, and you sense that if they're not dead, they're at death's door. And standing there with blood all over her, with a maniacal look on her face, is that raven-haired lady that's been guiding you all this time. And you feel compelled to go over and choke the life out of her, and you feel yourself grab her. It's like the space between there and here is instantly, obliterated, and your hands are around her throat. And as you're choking her, her eyes light up with glee, and there's a big smile on her face. And as you feel the life slipping from her, it's almost as if she's happy that it's happening. And then suddenly you're outside of yourself, and all you see is what looks like you choking another version of yourself. And then you wake up in a cold, hard sweat.
Nice. Ingwar's there.
And then
Yeah, first thing you check for a score.
it's Emillynn Ray.
Oh, my turn.
Miss Emillynn Ray, you find yourself back at Castaway Inn, and you're on the stage performing, and your friends are out in the audience, and everyone's enjoying themselves like they normally do. You're violin playing and singing, and you're feeling a joy and happiness at what is one of your best performances. But suddenly, bursting through the door of the Castaway Inn, sorry, this is kind of hard to keep a straight face on this one, because I've been planning it, and suddenly bursting through the door is a full-sized adult version of Philip, as he starts blasting his eye rays at everybody in the room and slaughtering everyone with impunity. And suddenly one of his eye rays, you yell out for him to stop, and you reach out to get him to stop, and one of his eye rays, his main central eye, looks dead at you and freezes you in your place. And then he continues to blast away at everybody else in the inn as you watch your friends try and fight Philip, but they all fall. And then soon, after you feel yourself unfreeze, as you see him twisting towards you with everybody in the room dead and slaughtered, you suddenly find yourself floating in the air and finding everyone lying around you dead. And then you wake up in a cold heart.
I'm like eyeing Philip now.
So yeah, you wake up and you eye Philip.
Look at him.
He's this time, when you wake up, he was actually you woke up at a moment, it's close to the morning when you would wake up, and you woke up and you were at this moment where he was like, he likes to get up occasionally and go look out the door and kind of keep an eye on things, protect you, as Druid likes to say. And
Protect.
And he's, for a moment, he spins towards you slowly the way he did in the dream. And he sees this feared look on your face, and he goes, "What is it, Miss Ray? You okay? You have a bad dream?" He comes and floats over next to you and curls up next to you and caresses your hair with his little eyeballs.
I love you, Philip. I love you, Philip.
He's
all
like,
juice.
Okay, it wasn't. If it's a dream, if it's a dream.
Philip, you killed everybody in my dream.
Well, what? I can't kill nobody. Can't even interact with anybody.
That's all she does. She's like, I love you, Philip. I love you, Philip. She's rocking back and forth.
All right. All right, Fern, you ready?
Totally ready.
Okay. Fern, you find yourself in your dream. You're standing on a high place. Stretched all around you in every direction is mountains and forests. And beautiful and gorgeous and lush and incredible. And you look down below you and you realize, oh, you're standing at the top of that ziggurat. And you feel like you're home and that this is your place and where you're supposed to be. And then you reach down, or there's the central tree coming up through the ziggurat, and you feel compelled to reach out and touch and caress it. As soon as you do, though, you feel this anger at it, like there's something wrong. And suddenly, instead of a caressing feeling of energy coming from you, you feel this decay just rot the entire thing away and rot everything around you. And in an instant, the land is covered in just that wasteland, that slimy muck, all the roots, just as you had seen before. And in that moment, you suddenly see as if you're scrying upon yourself. And you're not sure, you know it's you, but like it is in dreams, sometimes it's also not you. And then you also notice that all your friends, their corpses are intermingled into the vines and the roots around the ziggurat. And the you that you're watching starts to reanimate them into these undead, yellow, glowing-eyed things. And as you scry down upon her, she looks up at you with an evil grin. And then you suddenly change places with her and wake up. Despite the terrible dreams that you all wake up from, you actually feel relieved because, well, those were horrible fucking nightmares. And now you're awake and you realize, you know what? Those were just dreams. And you feel invigorated and more powerful. Just for everybody out there, they're now level 17.
Sorry, I had to break the tension.
No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. And who else better but the one that just what?
Yeah.
And I have to pee.
I do too.
Oh, me.
All right, I'll be right back.
This is the Philip turn. Yes, the one that freaked out Emillynn because, Philip just turns around slowly and looks at her.
And in the back of Emmylynn's mind, she hears like the Halloween, like slasher.
Mm-hmm.
It's like.
Pretty much. Like, can you imagine a giant adult-sized Philip?
Yeah, we fought one.
Yeah, I know. Comes in and kills everything, but doesn't kill me.
I mean, imagine seeing the god that's been trying to help me supposedly just slaughter all of you.
Well, God is not a god.
Well, okay.
According to the
Fate
ancient
has a
text
running
from
theory. Fate has a running theory. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that theory though. I think I'm wrong, but it's cool. Yeah, so I have a running theory that that entity, and this may just be wishful thinking, is not actually Ouija.
Hey,
or
no
like
theories.
What?
He said no theories.
Oh.
No theory crafting on stream, apparently.
Yeah. Come on now. Don't spoil this. Because what happens if you accidentally hit it right? And then you kind of spoiled it for people by accident.
What? No, it's wild.
I mean, this one right here is still freaked out about the goo incident.
Yeah.
Is he?
Does Philip ever have dreams?
But Philip is
I don't know.
asleep.
You guys haven't asked him. Don't forget though that when you guys go back up into the library, you can have conversations with Miss Ray, and that will effectively be like her doing more research to answer more questions you might have about anything and everything that I can answer in context of what they would know there. Keep in mind, there is still, I kind of glossed over how, remember that these guys did a dark undead ritual too that was similar to the Gloam Elves, just different. And so I kind of glossed over that a little bit, but that doesn't mean we can't delve into that a little bit deeper. It might be useful information.
But believe me, some younger age version of Emillynn would have definitely been like, Philip, do you dream? Do you ever sleep? You know, he would have asked as a kid. And Philip would have probably been like, no. No.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true. If you want to know the answer to that, he would have, if you ever asked him that, he would say that, actually, Philip would say, yeah, he dreams all the time.
Oh. I'm sure he would have shared his dreams with me growing up.
Except that for some reason he can't recall them. He knows that he dreams every night. He can't recall them.
Like me.
Well, I thought you did. Like, do you know that you dream? You just can't recall them? Or?
Probably. I don't know.
I remember bits and pieces.
All right.
I
So,
remember.
Let's for a little while. Let's go to scene 2 so people can see more in the map and stuff some more. Besides that, you guys are gonna. I'm assuming that the pockets mentioned you went in from this route, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most likely.
Probably set it up next to the hidden archive.
You okay, Druid? I see you got your scar. You feeling all right?
It's cold.
Yeah.
Is it snowing there yet?
No.
Thankfully, no.
Okay.
But if it snows, we get the snow day. We can stay home.
Not get into that.
All right. So, you all come out. Rylar already got up early and was making breakfast.
Oh, Rylar.
You making pancakes?
Sure.
Make pancakes. Make pancakes.
Indeed, Strongman, it's true. All right. So,
Why are you looking at chat?
Yeah.
Sorry.
What? Now I'm curious.
I do hide it, but there was a little bit peeking out underneath.
Yeah.
I apologize. Okay. So, now you guys You come out into the room, and Rylar's making breakfast for you. Getting breakfast already. You all look kind of zoned out because you had a yucky experience, but you also feel relieved. Oh, I'm awake. It's just a dream. But it can be confusing because do the dreams mean something or not? So feel free to roleplay about the dreams and discuss what you guys want to do next.
Emillynn sits down at the table and she plops out a book on Lorkris' ancestry and starts reading a little bit more.
Okay.
She looks disheveled. It's because she had a bad dream last night.
It's all just everywhere. Fern just walks up and just like starts like trying to like, you know, make your hair look nice. At least a little section of it. And then just starts like doing the thing where she like you know, comforting stuff, like you know, just grabs your sweater and just like rubs it on her face, you know.
Like, normally before Emillynn comes out, she's very like put together, but this morning she was just like
disheveled.
Yeah, she's just like, I don't care right now. That's one sign you know something's going on with her.
How about Fern? What did she look like coming out of her room?
She always looks disheveled.
True. How did she look on her face though? Or emotionally?
Definitely like.
Gotcha. How about Lorkris?
Lorkris doesn't have hair to be disheveled, so it doesn't really look too different.
I mean, I'm not talking about his hair.
He's probably got a slightly bigger frown on his face.
Probably looks the same as he usually does.
He looks extra
Yeah,
frowny, extra brooding.
Yeah, probably got like bruised, like under the eyes, like the darker circles. But yeah, can't really tell he's too disheveled. He's already kind of got ashy skin, so he doesn't look any more pale than normal.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, Fern's doing what she's doing. Fern, what are you doing?
Miss Ray,
Yes.
you didn't brush your hair this morning.
I didn't? Oh. Yeah. I should go do that.
What's wrong, Miss Ray?
I had a really bad dream last night. It woke me up.
You want to talk about it?
I had a dream Philip got really, really big and killed everybody. It's so strange.
Out of character, you don't forget the last part of it too.
Killed everybody but me. I was floating around and there's so many dead bodies. Many dead bodies.
I guess maybe I didn't describe it well enough for you to make it clear. You changed places with him at the end of the
Oh,
dream.
I changed places with Philip. Oh, okay.
I'm glad I said something. I didn't clarify.
Like at the end of my dream, it wasn't Philip, it was me that killed everybody.
I also had the nightmare last night too.
You did? Did you kill people too? Please tell me.
No, but it's implied that I killed them.
Oh, same like mine. Oh, thank goodness
Yeah.
I hugged Fern.
Yeah, I touched the tree in the ziggurat and then it rotted. Then all of the rot, you know, spread to everywhere. But it was me, but not me. And I was like looking from like a scry eyeball kind of thing, like I like to do, but you don't let me. And then
I had to let you scry on stuff.
I know, I'm just teasing. I'm just trying to be silly because I'm also uncomfortable. So, you know, and then it was me, but not me. But then, like, I turned all of you guys into those, like, creepy zombie things where, you know, all the, you know, the gross little worm things, like, you know, pop out. And everything died. So.
About this time,
But it was me.
Rylar comes in and he brings you your breakfasts and
What is breakfast?
pancakes, eggs, and bacon.
Just a classic American breakfast?
Well, the pancakes are mixed with each of your own favorite, like fruit or topping of choice for on your pancake. He made your favorites, and
Wow. I didn't know we stocked our pantry that well.
oh yeah, of course you did. He says, "Well, that sounds terrible, you guys. I hope you all are feeling okay.
Did you?
What about you, Big Boss Lorkris? Did you have bad dreams too?"
Just gonna have that like staring into his coffee mug, just like at least it's not soup.
You stole my joke. I was about to make.
Yeah, he just looks up and just like, yeah, you all died thanks to my god. Yeah.
Don't forget, in your dream, you also took her place too.
Yeah, he doesn't feel like sharing that.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah, very guarded when it comes to that. Like,
Sure.
the god question mark is very like, ooh. That's ooh, tender.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I want pizza.
Okay. Order it.
All right. So
yeah.
Rylar
Yeah.
says, "Well, here, just eat a hearty breakfast. That'll make you guys feel lots better. I promise."
Did you have a bad dream too?
Huh?
Rylar, you need to eat too.
Of course, I got food for me.
Okay.
Did you have a bad dream too?
No, I don't dream. I told you that before.
I know, but I like to double check.
Oh.
Maybe he does dream and he's just like Philip and doesn't remember his dream.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe. I don't. All I know is that I did have a little bit of trouble sleeping. I was thinking about everything, and I want you guys to know, Fern and Lorkris especially, know you might be kind of confused. I mean, I'm confused too. A lot of the religious history that I thought was real may be all wrong. But basically, the way I see it is, so what? I mean, we got to do what we want to do, right? We got to do what we feel is the right thing, and I believe in you guys to figure out the right thing to do. Like, if you look at everything that's happened to us, it was like we were meant to do it. I'm meant to be here and be your friend and support you. And look at the way we all came together. It was like it was fated to be. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. It was fated to be. And so we're on the right track. I know it. I feel it in my soul. Even without goo, I feel it. So maybe we just gotta press on, press forward, and trust ourselves the way I trust you guys.
I agree with you, but I just kind of think the whole God conversation is probably too much for Lorkris right now.
Oh, that's why I'm not
Right?
talking about that. I'm just like, I just want you all to know, like, whatever you guys, whatever just figures out, like, I'm with you to the end.
You're the best. Well, absolutely same. Are you gonna agree to Lorkris?
Just a curt nod.
Yeah, see, let's just be very gentle with Lorkris right now. He seems very upset.
Yeah,
I'm totally fine.
I've got a lot more
I'm totally
reading
fine.
to do.
You don't seem as fine as you're making out, Fern, but it's okay.
Well, I don't know what was Miss Ray saying. What were you saying, Miss Ray?
I've still got a lot more reading to do because the last 15,000 years of history that I'm aware of, this information changes a lot of stuff.
Well, we don't really, or Philip pops in now and says, well, we don't really need to spend that much time on 15,000 years. We just need to focus on the part that's closest to that end of them and the start of us, right?
Yes, which is why I'm gonna need your eyes, Philip.
They're always there for you.
We're gonna be digging through lots of books.
Books I can't read.
But I'm sure a lot of these books will have pictures, so if you're looking for particular pictures, you can be like, Miss Ray, this one.
That's true. I could also ask all of the questions to the stupid ghost guys.
That is true.
But anyways, did you also make enough breakfast for Gashura and Vavoom?
Oh, of course. In fact, I already went in there and talked to them. Look, there they come right now. And sure enough, they come up. He said, I already talked to them and found out what their favorite is. And
what is their favorite?
Gashura likes chocolate chip pancakes. And
too.
Yeah. And Vavoom likes plain pancakes.
Boring. But delicious.
Lorkris likes well done plain pancakes. Almost slightly singed.
Actually, is that like a thing for, just by chance, is that a thing for you as well, Fate?
I actually do like plain pancakes. In the lightly singed, whatever, I'll eat it. But
okay.
That's not a preferred. But yeah, no, just imagine Lorkris like just slightly well done.
I too,
like,
I
not
too,
crunchy,
you can ask her, I too don't mind my food just a little bit burned.
Sometimes it's got, yeah.
It adds a little bit of,
need to be just slightly overdone.
A little bit of extra flavor, a little bit of extra texture. Anyway, all right, so.
Get a quick sear in the bacon fat, just done. I mean, it's Lorkris.
That's true. We're talking about Lorkris, but that's still also like pancakes and bacon fat.
Chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip with raspberries and bananas and all of the extra stuff. So it's mostly just stuff kind of held together by pancake mix.
Okay. How about you? What's your favorite?
Miss Ray?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the day. Sometimes she likes her plain chocolate chip. Sometimes she likes her berries.
Rylar's
Sometimes
favorite.
both.
Rylar's favorite is dark chocolate chips and dried cherries. All right.
Mine are always falling apart.
Yeah, they can't hold together because she's got too many ingredients.
You'd have to have those thick pancakes.
All right.
Like a jiggly pancake.
With only butter.
Yeah, we got to make sure that
Salt and butter.
BT gets all the bananas in his pancakes.
Oh yeah. It is perfect. I actually am going to be making banana bread tomorrow. And I will send him pictures.
I thought you were about to say, and I will send him some.
Yep. No bananas.
It will promptly go in the trash. All right. So
I don't think it'll make it through customs.
That's true. Well, I don't know if when you ship something like that, if it actually goes through customs.
Well, if it's packaged food, it's different. If it's homemade, it's a little questionable.
Yeah.
Customs.
Interesting.
I think it has to be sealed.
Moldy
Anyway.
banana bread. I mean, yeah, that's true. Trying to make it all the way over there would be, at the very least, stale, if not moldy. All right, we're getting off on a tangent, but all right. So you guys have a hearty breakfast, and of course, Gashura can't talk, but you can see she's feeling animated and happier in her eyes, and she, is ready to write really fast.
Showed up?
What?
Did you go up too?
So you're still at the high pitch, so I still didn't hear you because your mic cut yourself out.
Bishura, did you level up too?
No, she did not. Okay.
So over breakfast, it'd be like, Fern?
Yeah?
Would you like to try a little experiment today?
Okay.
We need to find a way to make our way outside and see if you can grow a tree.
We're gonna have
I'm scared to do that. Because
Rylar asks, how quickly could you grow a tree, even if you could grow a tree here?
like,
A whole
or
tree?
I can spend 8 hours. I'm sure if I concentrate very, very hard, I could make a single tree.
So add a character
But that
it
would
takes
probably
8
take
hours
8
to make a
hours?
whole tree?
I'm guessing based on my whole plant growth thing, but it takes up a whole area, and it reinvigorates like the plants in the area. I can find it.
Okay.
My stick doesn't really count as a real tree because it's like, my staff that turns into a magical tree. It's very different than a regular tree.
Is
Even
it?
though regular trees are very magical and wonderful.
So Philip asks you, oh, you say that your staff turning into a tree is different.
Yeah.
But is it? Like, how are you through it?
Because it's my staff.
Well, couldn't you make it permanent if you wanted to?
But it's my staff.
Which do you want to do more? Have a staff or heal the land?
I really don't feel like having this conversation with you right now.
He says to you. All right. So, you guys,
Like, Philip, there's a reason why I want her to try and grow a tree, is I want to see if it's possible to heal this land.
so I want to know if she knows the spell well enough to be able to tell me how long it takes.
I just found it. So, the plant growth spell is a 3rd level transmutation. I can either cast it. I could cast it as an action and choose a point within range. All normal plants in a 100-foot radius centered on that point become thick and overgrown. Or you can spend 8 hours to enrich the land, and all plants within a half-mile radius centered on the point where you start is enriched for 1 year.
Yeah.
But she was like, I could probably concentrate really hard to focus on making 1 tree. But that's more of a DM question.
Moving to the area must
And I will say it because the curse is still here, we probably won't be able to do that. So we probably have to heal the land first, or
We haven't
stop the
gone
curse
outside yet.
first.
That's the thing, we don't know if the curse has been lifted or not, because we haven't been outside yet.
That's true.
Philip said, and don't forget you also didn't find the secret library that might have more information about the machine.
Oh yes, I know. That is on my list of things. But I want to be able to see if Fern could grow a tree, because then maybe we can get Baboon and Gashura back to Misty City.
When you were, I noticed when you were looking through the machine with the panel and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that you can spy on areas in the city.
Mm-hmm.
So we could even look outside without even having to go outside first, right?
True. But we still need to find a way out. If any of those main doors are still sealed.
Rylar's like, do we want to do that first, or should we find out the hidden library first?
Well, I can go find the hidden library if everybody else wants to go check the doors.
Philip
I don't
says,
like that.
oh yeah, when you were looking at that machine, by the way, I noticed there was some other function of it that you didn't quite figure out yet. Maybe if we find the other hidden library, figure out the extra function.
Okay, guys, I guess we're going to find the hidden library first.
No, that wasn't what I was trying to, out of character. I wasn't trying to push you to that. Just that you have choices. You can scry on the outside, but if you guys, just keep in mind that you have stuff to figure out. Remember that you guys came in through a secret way, and the place it seems you need to figure out if it's still closed off with the barrier. If you can go out of it, stuff to figure out. So, what you guys want to do first?
Lorkris wants to go back to the library. I'm sure you guys can figure out the tree thing. He's got two burning questions. No? Two?
I'm going to ask Kashura and Vavoom if they can figure out the stuff on the panel that Philip was talking about, and maybe use the panel to scry around and take notes and let us know what it looks like outside.
Question.
They kind of give you a concerned look and say that she writes, I can help you, but I don't think with our communication problem with Vavoom that we'd be able to figure it out without your assistance. But I would rather support you in that. And Lorkris, looks like you had
With my innate ability at this point to kind of sense that undead curse, it's so loud. I mean, if I just step out of the tavern.
Well, you're currently in the tavern, so you don't know.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm saying, but as soon as I step out of the tavern, I can stop concentrating on dampening it, and I should get the same effect. Everything should scream at me.
Well, I'll be clear that so far, you guys have never actually left this room, technically. You've either been but after you defeated the Skull Lord and you came up into this room and then put the skulls away, ultimately truly defeating the Skull Lord, or at least temporarily, right? You haven't been out of this room or the library. You haven't been out of the tower.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but I'm saying that even inside the tower, outside the tower. You can't answer that question
until you do it, is what I'm getting at.
What was your question?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm just saying that I'm not going to answer your question until you do it.
I am saying, as Lorkris, if I step outside, I should, arguably, right, that was that mechanic. So arguably, if I step outside, I should be able to know.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry, I apologize.
No,
I thought you were
you're
in character, I thought you were out of character.
Yeah, I thought you were out of character.
Yeah, sorry, my first half was out of character, and then I switched to my question that would have been in character. Just state I would just know, everything would scream at me.
It's all good.
Yeah. Besides, I need to go to the library.
What you looking so intently over there, Druid?
I'm just prepping my spells for the day.
I figured that was the case. By the way, I meant to ask you what 9th level spells you were thinking about, because there will be some limits.
Oh, I assumed that there would be no foresight and no true shape, or true resurrection. Yet.
So definitely on the true resurrection, yet, you're right. Why do you assume no foresight?
Because it just seemed in the same realm of it just seemed in the same realm as all the other things. And I also don't think she would even consider such a thing.
No, I mean, I get that she might not consider it, and that's going to be up to you to interpret your character properly. I don't have a problem with foresight as a spell. In fact, that's something you guys could role play at breakfast too. That you guys leveled up and what abilities you have, because your characters are used to over the long haul discussing your new powers with each other.
That's true, but I would also argue that Fern would be less inclined because shit's weird right now.
Okay.
And there's a lot of pressing and like she's distracted, so it didn't cross her mind.
No, I get that she won't. Okay, I'm just saying that we could have a conversation about it. I know that Rylar wants to have a conversation about what he can do. What the heck was that?
Notification.
Oh.
Face this woman.
So Rylar asks you guys during breakfast about he woke up feeling stronger and more skilled. He's got a weird new ability from you that he wanted to share.
Oh man, Rylar, I know I feel the same way. I feel tense, but also relieved at the same time. But I feel like I learned a new spell overnight.
You did?
Yeah.
What's your spell?
Like a super healing spell, like super heal. What I'm gonna call it.
I like that. That was cool. How about you, Lorkris? Did you learn anything?
I think I have a better understanding on this curse, and I might be able to replicate it in some way.
Replicate
probably
it?
very
copy it?
Hallow. Because taking the concept of this widespread curse and being able to project that outward, he's looking at the Hallow spell as a similar equivalent on a small scale of affecting an area of land. Because it can be holy or unholy.
So you're saying you can possibly cleanse this land?
So to be clear, replicate means to copy it. So you mean...
Yeah, in his head, he's trying to using the Hallow spell. His interpretation is mimicking what the curse is doing to the land, and he's able to do that in a small space.
But the curse is so
yeah, he's trying to make an analogy.
A curse. Yeah, he's making an analogy.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So,
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Yeah. So, considering like this whole cursed land, being able to detect everything, taking the hallowed spell, he's able to understand that this ground is cursed and either can it reinforce it or change it. However, no. I mean, maybe this is too widespread for what I could probably do with just a single spell. That would take ages to do. But in a small space, yeah.
Fern?
I can make an extra big claw lightning spell now.
Does it still have to be outside?
Yes.
Does it?
Yes.
Okay, we'll be outside soon.
Rylar's like, I got 2 new spells from Goo.
Who gave you 2 spells?
Yeah, well, yeah. And I can cast 4 per day now instead of 3.
Ooh.
The new spell I got that I learned, it's like just from learning. Kind of weird. It kind of freaks me out. I don't even know what to nickname.
What does it do?
It lets me go in other people's dreams and change their dreams and talk to them in their dreams and stuff. And I can like experience their dreams with them and be there with them.
Nice.
That sounds so much fun. I wish I could do that. Imagine what I could do if I could do that.
Rylar,
I would have way too much fun.
last night.
No,
You sure?
didn't learn that until I woke up this morning.
Okay.
I won't do it without asking first. Duh.
Okay, what's the other spell you learned, Rylar?
I learned this one in my Mystic Arcanum. And it's pretty neat. I think it could be really useful ahead of time. I can give someone a super blessing of go, and they can like see a little bit into the future, and so they can like hit better and be less hit. Add a character, it's literally the spell you were talking about, Fern. It's foresight. But I get why you think it might not fit your character. Definitely, it definitely fits.
The Dreamwalker one, though, that one sounds super cool.
That's just dream, right? That spell?
No, the one I just talked about was foresight. The other one was dream.
No. The other one is dream.
Yeah, dream.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, foresight isn't. I didn't think true foresight was that. I mean, I get that you're right. You're right for Druid that it doesn't quite fit Fern, but it definitely fits Rylar since he's all sight related. And he can basically give someone else the ability to have advantage and be disadvantaged for 8 hours. It's a pretty sick spell.
Yeah. Well, I can also turn into whatever I want.
Oh yeah, was that the true polymorph?
No.
Or
shape change.
A shape change. Yeah, shape change is super strong.
Yeah.
I could turn into a T-Rex right now if I wanted to. If I prepared the spell, but I didn't.
Philip goes, well, could you turn into that black dragon we met? That'd be super cool.
Probably. I mean, it depends on how strong I am compared to how strong the creature I'm turning to is.
I gotta look at that and see how that. Because they probably in
based on challenge
3.5, the 9th level spell Shapeshift was absolutely bonkers broken. One of the most broken spells in all of D&D. See if they fixed it. Basically, yeah, in 3.5.
I will be right back.
Your turn, huh?
Yeah.
Well, do we want to take a break now since it's almost 7:30?
Oh yeah. I don't need a break since I went a little bit earlier, but I wouldn't mind grabbing a snack here in a little bit. But I'm gonna sit here and chat with folks.
I could turn into a mature black dragon.
Yep. That's
if I wanted to. Goodbye.
Enjoy your break.
I'm still very hungry.
Are you?
All I want is pizza.
All you want is pizza?
Yeah. But there's only mashed potatoes. So I'm gonna go eat some mashed potatoes really quick.
Okay. Enjoy your mashed potatoes. I'll entertain the troops.
I am just so very hungry. Heck you, BT.
What's that for? Potatoes. All right, OG Blaze says, oh yeah. Hi, Rock Ben Rye. Hello, Rock. Good to see you guys. I appreciate you. We'll get deeper into the role play here, and the party will start figuring things out. Tell us what you think is going on when they go outside. Do you think that Things will have changed any or not? No, absolutely. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know what. Like, I don't know what you said. They're just. Oh, because she must have seen that you said "heck you, Druid" earlier. She props burned down another restaurant. That's funny, Kieran Chicago. I see Tron Man is here, and Razzmatazz, welcome in, you guys. Protector of StarkItties, yes. A giant Philip in a video game would probably have to fight him. Now, what a time to come in. Sounds like a Thursday night. Yeah, like Razzmatazz, I love your alien. That's awesome. I love your alien roleplay. That's pretty cool. For folks, did we get a shout out for Raz? Yes. No. Can I get a shout out for Razzmatazz? If you did it earlier and I missed it, then that's fine. Razzmatazz is he's a DM for both Cyberpunk and an Alien RPG, which is really cool looking. I've watched his episodes before and really intriguing. Yeah, you're probably right, BT. That's probably it. If Fern's involved, something's changed. Yeah. So, yeah. What do you guys think about Lorkris's crisis of faith? His soul-shattering revelation. How will he handle? Looking forward to seeing how he handles it. What the ultimate truth is, and they find ultimate. What sort of snackings are you having over there? Man, you're making me hungers. So I think I'm gonna put on the intermission here, and I'll be back in just a little bit, guys. Enjoy the montage, the comedy montage, and be sure to check out our YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a little bit.
Over their picture on Discord.
Oh, it's only over your own picture. You see it on. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Boo, 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 boo.
It's gone.
This is the most unconventional D&D stream on Twitch.
The mouse.
How to distract the streamers? Mouse. Oh, he's like my perfect kind of weird. I really like him. I feel like he's the kind of person that would tell Guar it's okay to pee on the tree. And that feels very important to me for some reason. My hair is so heavy today.
Well, you did wash it. It's full of water.
I know.
So stretch, right? Stretch, 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 stretch.
Oh.
Hamster's pose.
Oh, okay, now you're showing off. Don't do that. I can't touch my toes.
That is, she can do standing mermaid on one side.
Oh, standing mermaid? Let's see if I can do it in jeans.
Okay.
Foot into elbow. Connect the fingers.
Quick save, quick.
Okay, cool.
It also sometimes does this sound, this random thing. It just happens from time to time. I think it has to do with some sort of decondensation or something. I don't know. It's really weird. But I swear to God, it sounds like an army of masturbating gnomes.
Are you sure they have squirrels, Stormy?
What?
Are you sure they're not masturbating squirrels?
No, I'm pretty sure they're. I'm pretty sure they're no.
You know, just a.
It does. It's just this sound. It's this weird sound. You've proven time and again that your eccentricities are beneficial to not only yourselves, but to the guild and to the land in general. So.
We are so special that he pulled out the dictionary for us. He used big words.
And the day had come. The party was ready to begin their fights in the arena against the number 2 ranked guild. Here they are, up against them, the name, the Loam Riders. Will they defeat them? Will they be beaten by them? And such it went. The battle began. It looked like it was fairly even, but it was not. Soon 2 party members were down, and the cliffhanger had begun. I don't know. And you guys are awesome.
Fight me. Let's go.
All right, we're going.
I did it too.
You did it too? Yeah! We're gonna go chat dance. Here we go.
Oh man.
Kids like, to me, is this wonderful. Wait, that's not how you do it. How do you do it? I screwed it up. I can't. Oh yeah, it's this way.
It's called the dab. You need to do it correctly.
I'm still doing it wrong.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you take it away there. itsStarkitty.
You forgot to hit play.
Okay.
And we're gonna add cinnamon and a little
The character, she wants pancakes now. Thank you.
There's only one way I'll accept pancakes. Stormy's got to wear the outfit. It's canon. It's the only way I think any one of us can enjoy them.
Later. You soon. So, you guys find yourself that evening dabbing at the inn. No. You find yourself.
That is what Emillynn is doing. She's dabbing from side to side on the stage.
Oh, he's pretty cool.
Okay.
My Chonkapillar.
Chonkapillar's ass liked him.
The butt.
Chonka butter.
It's a little tiny like X over.
A little anime X for his little bunghole.
The ability to control those undead.
Oh, that's right, because you did that before Bunky inseminated us.
Alright, and the Bob Ross moment has ended.
Eating my butt, freaking chair. And that deep-throated person over there, the one with the green hair. Just kidding.
We were going down ha-ha.
Oh, I didn't mean like that deep. I meant like deep sounding voice. Oops.
Deep what?
He's got a deep voice, guys. That's what I was trying to say. It's true.
Yeah.
Do you have a very deep voice?
I know I do.
It doesn't frustrate you because it's something you can focus your mind on and to help you. I'm going to use the P word, to help you process what you went through. Are you clipping it?
Everyone, get some rest. We'll discuss this later, after I've had some time to think.
It's a lot to process.
Everything.
Got 3 good clips so far. I'm processing the rest. What a dick! You snuck it in there. You got me to say it. Looks like you have a question, Fern.
Is it the same color, the same blue glow?
Yes.
No, I think if you scroll over their picture on Discord.
Oh, it's only over your own picture. You see it on. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Boo, 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 boo.
It's gone.
This is the most
Thanks for saving my
unconventional
life.
D&D stream on Twitch.
The mouse.
How to distract the stream?
There you go, perfect timing. Ready, she's having to blow her nose. Poor thing. How many times during this campaign have you been sick? I'm curious about this. You poor thing, you get sick all the time.
It's, you know, people like to come to work sick or go to, you know, insert big chain coffee company sick. And, you know, just no courtesy for the people, you know.
Yep, I get it.
Yeah.
We have a policy. You're not supposed to come to work sick.
Well, who's gonna pay attention to that when they got bills to pay?
They have sick time.
I forgot that you guys have paid sick time. It's unusual for a retail establishment that pays an hourly wage to actually pay sick time. But
All the chaos is sick. Yeah.
you feel better now, and we're gonna jump back to it to brighten your night, okay? All right, here we go. So, you guys make your way back out, finally out of the...
Can we go to
I'm
this
assuming-
other screen?
What was that?
Can we go to the other scene?
You want scene 2 with the 4 panels? Okay.
Oh, wow, she's all picky tonight. Normally she wants this one. Alright, Picky McPickerson. We're on panel 2 now. So, everybody, was there any other things you wanted to talk about during breakfast
Tissues.
before
tissues.
you head out of the
Nope.
the
Over there somewhere.
convention?
Before I tell everybody we need to get out,
Yeah. Nope.
Tavern is closing for the day.
Kleenex is acquired. Good.
No, nothing else.
All
Other than saying, are we gonna teleport me to underneath the mountain so I can make a face on the tree there?
Maybe.
Well, that's part. Sorry. Yeah.
Need to do some scrying first with the panel to see if it's okay. Because, you know, I don't want to send you over there if something's going to happen.
But you can always just yank me back if anything weird goes on.
Well,
Right?
I wouldn't know how to bring you back from the other side because apparently...
Yeah, it doesn't teleport. It's a one-way thing, as I explained before. But we can go.
Oh, I thought it was a two-way.
Yeah, I
But-
thought as long as it was still active, you could pull them back from that same space.
But, I mean, in order for us to come back from the hidden archive, we needed to be around that one particular thing. I haven't really spent the time using the machine to scry in that area to see what that particular thing is that you would need to be around, if there is anything like that, in order to bring you back.
Oh, because I was under the impression that the panel was like you could teleport somebody out and then while they're in that camera view, they could be teleported back. That was what the impression that I was left.
All right.
with.
So what I totally get why it's unclear. Before we move on, though, I want to say thank you guys for coming. We're going to continue with it, jumping back into action. Go and chat dark. Enjoy the rest of the show. All right. So,
Hello!
wow, Raiders! Oh my gosh,
It's Rhino again!
Rhino, welcome! What an honor to have you,
Welcome in, Raider!
Rhino Cuddy. What an awesome name.
Yes! What were you guys up to tonight?
Bringing bacon pancakes. That's delicious.
Ooh,
What's
bacon
up?
Bacon,
pancakes.
pancakes.
Oh, playing golf with friends.
Pancakes, make
So who won? How many friends are we talking about here?
Your timing was impeccable because we literally just got done with our break, so we're about to jump back into the roleplay action.
Yeah.
They're playing golf with
Interesting.
friends.
How many of you were playing?
Yeah. How many people were golfing and who won?
And by the way, can you get next slot? My mic is on. Does everybody sound okay? Right. Making pancakes from the Raiders. Oh yeah. Rylar dabbed for that, making pancakes.
Yeah, Rylar's gonna need to make bacon pancakes tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Welcome in, Retro Step, and
yeah. So real quick, just a quick aside to tell everybody what we do. We end with 8 people, but we had a few people switch out. How are you going? We're doing awesome. Tonight we're on our 82nd episode of our custom homebrew D&D 5th edition campaign called Isles in the Mist. And the party members just leveled up to level 17, going into the final stretch of the story and in Lorkris's character arc, and that would be that guy. So there's the cast. Thank you for popping that out, extirpatefate.
For those of you that don't know, this is StormyD.
Hi.
SSG. He's our dungeon master. I am itsStarkitty. I play Emillynn. Then we have over there in green.
I'm Druid IRL, and I play Fern. He's a wood elf, circle spores Druid, and this is Chuck.
Oh yes, I forgot to introduce Philip.
Yep. Philip and Chonkapillar, they love to.
Yep,
to
I misplaced Chonkapillar for a second.
Chocobo was hanging out with Gashira for a moment.
And the dark bearded fellow in black is
that gentleman. His name is extirpatefate. He says hello.
Be sure to check us out every Saturday for D&D. Although our schedule will change sometime next year, we'll see. It's still going to be on Saturdays. The time might change, but
yes.
Hi,
Silly Jester, welcome in.
Yeah.
Hi, Silly Jester.
We have an amazing crew of streamers at Stormkeep. We have extirpatefate, Druid IRL, OG Blaze, Banana Tom OG, and Wookiees and Cookies. And then we have a lot of folks who are friends of ours, other stream communities like DYS and the Tater Realm Mighty Mango Mates. So we appreciate all of you for coming and hanging out. Be sure to check out my About section for more of the stuff that we're all about. If you'd like to be entertained, encouraged, and sometimes enlightened, then you're in the right place. So thank you.
Glad I have to say you have the cutest emotes that you've been sharing in chat all night tonight. It's amazing.
I muted you because I was coughing.
Oh. I was just gonna say, if you come to my stream, it's just chaos.
That's
yes,
true.
yes. If you like chaos, Druid stream.
Luckily, she has a couple of days of healing time to get back to that energy.
Hi, Rusty.
Rusty's here too. All right, thank you, Rusty. Appreciate you. So, real quick, or that was the recap of who we are. So, appreciate you guys coming. We're gonna jump back into the story, into the role play. We go chat dark until the end of the session. But Fate had one more thing to say.
And for everyone else who is new here, I do apologize, especially to Silly Jester. All of the sound alerts are disabled for the D&D stream to kind of help not break immersion. So if you guys want to keep your channel points, don't spend them.
Yep. For this session, the rest of my sessions. For this session. I love when you use them. Please use them.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah,
but not
for this
tonight.
One,
Saved them.
Yes.
And I assume you already refunded Silly Jester?
Not yet.
We didn't get a chance.
It depends. But yes, Rhino, thank you again for the raid and bringing your community over. We totally understand. If you need to get up, go get yourself some food, water, anything like that. We appreciate you for joining. We'll take good care of your community. And
okay. We're going to go chat dark now, and we'll see you guys at the end of the session for some more chatting.
Yes, thank you
Enjoy
guys for
the show.
hanging out.
Okay, so you guys step out of Miss Emillynn Ray's pocket dimension that she calls the Magical Tavern. And
tis magical.
Lorkris senses that something has changed, but not completely. Wait, no, excuse me. You were you come out of the pocket dimension, but you come into this room. In the one thing that I didn't quite make clear to you that actually, as you step out of the pocket dimension, you suddenly realize that while you were here in this room, and it irks you that you didn't really realize it and notice it before, but you don't like. It's like your sensory overload from the undead cursed land is basically nullified while you're inside this space, inside this room, and the hidden archive above. Basically, when you're within this tower, anywhere above the court level where you defeated the Skull Lord, something is suppressing it. So right now you don't feel it. But you do sense that it is being suppressed, so you don't know whether it's still active or not. If that makes sense. Like you don't know. You like at first you're kind of excited. Oh wow, did we break the curse? But then you're like, wait a minute, that may not be, because now you remember when you were in the middle of the fight, you didn't sense it then either. It just, because you were so hyper focused on dealing with it, it didn't dawn on you, and sort of a memory came back. So I'm assuming that you guys want to, figure that out, and you're pretty sure just stepping out into the hall would be enough.
Yeah, I will. This space doesn't exude any of that cursed energy, but the space suppresses it. If I go through there, I'll know. And I just stop concentrating and let all of it, like, though I haven't left the room, I'm gonna not concentrate and just let it all bombard. Like, I'm not gonna ease into it. I'm just gonna walk into what I expect to be chaos in terms of that same feeling.
Sure, okay. So you do, as you step out, sadly, you are bombarded by chaos. It's not quite what you expected, though. You sense, again, that overwhelming presence of undead, but it's all outside the castle. Massive amounts. The land itself does still feel cursed, but as you kind of let it all wash over you, you feel like the undead presence that you're feeling in this area throughout this land is just the citizenry. You don't sense any hostile undead forces, and you're actually able to slightly, tune that kind of overwhelming effect a little bit. But the land still is cursed. But you also sense that it has diminished some. But it's almost as if your instinct is telling you, okay, you've reduced it because a focal point for it you put away, right? In the bag of holding, the 3 skulls of the Skull Lord. But the curse on the land is still existing. And so it must be, you believe it must be more tied to the machine. And lost my train of thought. You yeah, you think that it must be more tied, that the cursed land must be more tied to the machine. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Suddenly, since you all are now out of her pocket dimension, her hidden pocket dimension, another thing you all immediately notice is the sending stone, is going off.
Ring, 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 ring.
Basically,
ring.
or more like vibrate.
I take out the sending stone. Hello?
Yeah, that's good. You get a report back that says are you alive? Were you successful? Something happened. At the last hour, as a 200,000 strong army was practically knocking at the gates of Misty City. It broke. The army has no control. Undead leadership fleeing back. And that, I think that was probably 25 words. I don't know. Might have gone over.
So they lost control of the army?
That's what you think. I mean, you know, that's however you want to interpret that out.
Do we ask Jocko what color their eyes are?
What color?
Until tomorrow.
No, we received a
That's
response.
true.
We can still send one.
Right. I think what he said was...
But we won't know until tomorrow.
Yeah, true.
But still, it's a good question. I think it's a good question to ask whether or not we get the information today or tomorrow.
Can't you scry on that in front of Misty City?
So you come back in and tell them that you were still overwhelmed by the undead curse in the land, but it wasn't as bad. But you get the sense that the only undead left are likely the citizenry that apparently are enthralled to Lorkris himself. You also, when you were out, you sensed that the barrier to the citadel, to the castle itself, is still up.
I mean, I could scry.
And she can also use the machine to scry on different sections of the city.
At the undead city, I can't scry on Misty
Right.
City with this machine.
Oh, you're suggesting... Oh, I misunderstood. So you're talking...
Yeah, and I'm suggesting Fern cast scry towards Misty City to see if they're actively engaging in combat or if the entire army is fleeing.
So Gashura goes...
Emillynn approves. Emillynn approves.
Yeah, and
You can
Gashura's
use
like...
scrying.
Yes, yes.
Do it now. Work on it, Fern. Do it.
How long does scry take to cast? Is it a one action or 10 minutes? Or 1 minute?
Casting time is 10 minutes. Concentration up to 10 minutes.
Do you have your crystal ball with you?
I absolutely do.
Okay.
Duh.
Making sure.
All right, so you whip it out. You whip your ball out. And you look into the crystal ball as you...
That
as
was
you-
not timed.
You take... Well, she's taking 10 minutes to
Timed
cast
to
the
myself.
scry spell. You want to go monkey
I'm
with the
gonna
machine?
monkey with the panel and be like, Gashura,
All right, she comes
Sure.
over to...
let's do this.
All right, go ahead and roll me your arcane check. Oh, what you gonna do?
Yeah. Before you do that, Emillynn, can you send me to the...
Archive?
Yes.
Okay.
Rylar, I was like,
Thank you.
is there if I go with you, Lorkris? I can maybe
Sure.
help you read stuff if there's anything in some weird language.
Sure.
I go over to the panel and I power up the hidden archive. I'm like, you're good to go.
All right.
Let me know when.
Right. So you get him up into the library, and you start messing with the machine to figure more of it out. And to be clear, to clarify, she monkeys with it some more and figures out some more things. Probably. We'll see. Would you roll?
I rolled a natural 18
Oh,
plus
wow.
15, so that's a 33.
Yeah. You definitely figure out pretty much most of the rest of the panel. So here's the thing. It is only designed to scry on locations where an arcane node cluster has been rooted. It can teleport directly to that location. It can only teleport back from that location if someone who has been teleported there has a particular kind of device, a magical rod that has been attuned to the machine. And you remember, or you don't know where these, you haven't seen any of these rods anywhere, but the machine kind of, you monkey around with the panel and are able to bring up more screens that kind of explain things. And that's how you eventually figure it out. That yes, it can be made two-way, but only if there is that arcane rod in possession of somebody on site. Without that rod, it's only a one-way trip.
Gotcha.
What's neat about it is that you can actually scry on anywhere in the city where there's one of these locations, and you can remotely teleport that person over there to that section over there, as long as there's a root cluster or most of the areas of the city.
Gotcha.
That's pretty cool.
So, and you can definitely scry. You scry on the Lake Agripol, and basically it's a lake location. There's a small copse of trees nearby and a large, beautiful lake. And of course, the mountain dominating in the distance, or just a few miles from the lake. I should say a few miles. It's about, it's just a few miles from the lake.
Okay.
And
what does Fern see with her scrying?
Fern sees with her scrying that I'm assuming you would want to scry on the main gate first?
It would be like just outside the main gate.
Okay. Sure enough.
And she's only gonna do it once though.
Right.
She's not only gonna scry once.
Okay. You see, I mean, if you do it at a certain distance, you can get a good bird's eye view on it. It looks like there were some signs of battle. There's some burn marks on the wall. There's some wounded being taken to places. There are guards on the walls, but they're kind of organizing. It doesn't look like there's a battle going on right now, but what you see is definitely roughly 200,000 skeletons and zombies just milling about outside the main wall into Misty City. Basically, as if they've lost all control of them. You don't see any blue riders or blue mages, or blue warriors, blue undead at all. You get the sense from looking at it that probably what happened was at the last hour, at the last moment, when you defeated the Skull Lord, and put the skulls in your bag of holding, all control over the undead was gone, and you suspect that the leadership behind this army of undead could sense what happened and has retreated back and are trying to get back back to the
Good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
Good luck for trying to convince me and Gashur to let you guys back here.
Yeah.
I mean, we could totally let them back in.
Yeah.
And then kill them for real.
Well, but what once you guys start talking about all this, there might be like. So I'm assuming that you relay this information to Gashura and Miss Ray, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, Lorkris and Rylar are up top, away. But Philip's still there, and you. I'm gonna have you all roll your respective knowledge that's your best knowledge. Like for Lorkris, it's probably.
Lorkris isn't
I'm not there though.
Oh yeah, never mind, not Lorkris. So yeah, nature for Fern and arcane for you.
Like I was about to say, arcane and history are the same. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but this wouldn't be history.
That's
17.
17.
Both of you got a 17? That's awesome.
I rolled a 2.
I rolled an 8.
Okay. So you, despite that, working together, Gashura, she rolled a natural 18.
8.
So she writes frantically and helps you figure out, she says, she suspects that the curse and the crystal are likely related. In fact, the crystal machine being similar to that arcane machine in the Glomel's region, based upon the reports that you guys had given. She thinks that this crystal is the root of it, and that we need to try and use it effectively as quickly as possible, and then destroy it, because and then just as she starts to finish that, it dawns on you what she's saying. You agree with her that you think that whatever is animating the rest of the blue undead, the leadership undead, will likely vanish. And so you don't even have to let them back in the city, depending on what you do, obviously, because whatever's their source of undeath will be ripped away. As far as the giant army of mindless undead, that's just gonna have to be cleaned up by by the MGM and/or Lorkris. Lorkris can do it quicker than anybody, but it'll be depending on what you guys want to do. Yeah.
Or I could turn into a giant dragon and destroy them all with my fire breath.
Lorkris can have his own army.
Or Lorkris can have his own army. That's true. That would be cool. You're not here though.
Shame.
Yep. Philip's like, you guys got the weird fancy.
What?
You know, we have to pretend sometimes.
Well, yeah, okay.
Or a lot, just to be able to handle all of the things, you know. You never know.
If I get it. You guys gotta have coping mechanisms.
Philip, it's called recycling, okay?
I mean, they're already dead.
You just hear a reduce, reuse, reanimate. As the motto.
All right, so
Lorkris is recycling company.
So Gashura says, so now she writes, we need to determine what steps are next.
You scry on the southeast outpost. Look.
Yes, why do you want to scry on that?
We need to figure out a way to get you guys back to Misty City. We need to use a tree to do that.
Oh yeah.
He thinks for a bit. Surely there must be a way we can teleport to the lake and have Fern create one of her tree teleports there.
Oh yes.
The hard part is getting back to here, right?
Yes. That is the hard part. Because if we're going to keep using this, we need to keep the crystal in it, but we need to deal with the crystal at the same time. So.
And she puts, and the crystal, if we can get to it somehow and remove it, is likely the source of the curse.
More than likely, it is the source of the curse, but it is also what's powering these teleportations.
But so we just need to find one of those magic stupid rod things. Then you can teleport me there, and then teleport me back here, and then we can do the thing, because we need the rod for you to teleport me around, right?
Yes, my guess is those rods are going to be on the higher army leadership.
So then, because Shura, she writes, she kind of looks like she disagrees with you, and she writes,
Why, did you see one?
surely they wouldn't have sent all of them, because not all the leadership was sent on the journey.
I have a feeling it's in that secret
Library?
archive.
The secret library might have some, if we can find it.
You two stay here at the panel, keep scrolling through, scrying around at the different areas. Fern and I are going to go up to the hidden archive, see if we can find the library. If you see anything on the whatever this is, send Vavoom up. Let us know, and then we'll come down.
She says, okay. And then she says, oh, by the way, look there. Sure enough, you can see what she's pointing at when she scries at different locations on the city. There's more of the undead, but it's those green-eyed citizenry, and they're just all kind of all they're just constantly doing that.
Yeah, they're bound to Lorkris.
They like him a lot.
You ready to help me find a secret room?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I
this
don't
was
know
all
how I'm going to be
happening at the same
helpful.
time that Lorkris had already gone up there. So let's go back to Lorkris and see what he's up to. So what was the first thing you wanted to do when you got up there?
First thing I want to do when I get up there is I'm going to ask one of the servants that are up there to
The invisible what did I call them? The
Unseen servants.
unseen servants. Yeah, the magical permanent unseen servants. You're going to ask one of those guys?
Yeah. I'm going to ask him to find. What's funny that arguably as a player I hear this because I'm like, Lorkris had this idea all along.
Yeah.
Anything about the machine and how it works, and like how to remove that crystal, that shard. Like, how do we get past the barrier that prevents us from walking up to it? What's the best way to remove it? How is it constructed so we can figure out how to dismantle it?
Okay. The first thing that they tell you in response is that that information is in the top secret hidden library.
That information is in another castle.
And then I'll ask him,
Not
can you
bad, but
point me in the direction
Is
of
that
it?
from a game or something?
Yeah, it was a Mario reference.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, Mario. Your princess is in another castle.
Sorry, go ahead.
Ask, can you point to the direction of it?
They point at the teleporter.
Okay. And then I will ask them, fine.
I love how you can see an invisible hand pointing at the teleporter.
Figure it out.
So they're called unseen servants, but
But they're not invisible.
in this, what's happened is they've made them semi-permanent, so they're semi-translucent. So they look like kind of shimmering servants, librarians.
They look like glow elves.
They're
They don't
sparkly.
look like glow.
I just think it.
They're sparkly,
They're
yes, but not like
sparkly.
not like
Yeah.
Twilight vampires were.
No, okay.
Aw, why not?
No,
They don't glisten in the sun.
there's no sun here. No.
That's true, I forgot. Stupid. I don't like this. I don't like your ancestors, Lorkris.
I didn't like yours either.
You're not in the same room, but you're
You're not
right.
even here.
You're both right.
Like what?
right.
I'm trying to get out what I'm doing up there while y'all are just like staring at your fucking phones. Ancient phones.
All right, back to it. Go ahead.
You almost made me. Yeah,
Stop it.
I know.
Stop it. I don't.
Kidding. Sorry.
All right, so you have them point to it. They point at the teleporter in the center of the room.
Okay. And then I'll ask them to grab, ask them if they have any history or information on whether it's a deity, a creature, an entity that resembles that raven-haired woman. And I will describe what she looks like.
They come back to you with, we have no backstory or history on any such woman.
Probably in the
Fine.
library.
I'll ask them to find me any information as to why they call me a usurper and a false prophet.
They say that may be in those details would likely be recorded in those details would likely be recorded in the special audio-visual recording crystals stored in the hidden library. And that those are the logs / journal of the triumvirate.
I'm gonna tee this up for you. Fuck. I wish Emillynn were here.
And here comes Emillynn. Summoned just exactly on time. Emillynn, Ray, and Fern come teleporting up. Well, there you go.
Walk over to the unseen servant. Blueprints of this tower, please.
Okay. They go and get some limited blueprints for you.
Take the blueprints, set them on the table, and I'm sorry. If I was a secret room, where would I be?
Emillynn.
Yes, Lorkris, yes.
I do what the unseen servant does. I point to the fucking pedestal.
Huh? What?
The hidden room is right there.
What is in the pedestal?
You understand it, I don't.
And how do you know it's inside the
I go over
pedestal?
to the...
Wait, what did Fern say?
How do you know it's in there?
Yeah, how do you know it's there?
I asked them to point to it.
Okay.
I imagine that it's going to work the same way that we got up here.
All right, I will...
And then I walk over to the pedestal as if I know what I'm doing and be like, it's probably some of these symbols you haven't deciphered yet. I know you will.
I'll go over and I will attempt to decipher the symbols.
I have no idea if there's symbols on it or not. Like he literally just...
He's making
like,
shit up,
I'm
is that what
hoping
you're
that's...
saying?
Yeah, he's like, I swear to God, if that's what it is, like, he's gonna lose his shit.
Sure enough, when she goes over there and looks at it, she sees some non-glowing, non-magic. So remember, Rylar looked at it and detected the only thing magical in this room was
The pedestal.
the pedestal plus some of the books. And the pedestal's magical. Ironically, there are some etched in runes where he points at. And but they're not glowing as if they're magical. They look like a sequence of kind of some sort of arcane alphabet, or maybe an alphanumeric sequence of some kind.
Do I need to roll an arcane?
I mean,
Arcana.
Sure, go ahead and roll me an arcana.
That's a 19. I rolled a 4.
Okay. You can still tell me what you think it is.
Well, I'm trying to decipher the symbols. But, possible if I press certain symbols, it'll take me somewhere else, but I'm guessing. I'd have to push them in a sequence.
They don't feel like they're going to be pushed or touched necessarily. You think that it's possible that... Remember how I told you that you have to cast a teleportation style spell into this to be able to activate it?
Yes.
So you think that there is some... what am I looking for? A chant. You think that it's very likely that you have to chant the proper sequence of these symbols, and then power this thing with a teleportation spell of some kind, even a low level one, and it will then take you to the one place, to the secret place.
All right.
Question. Yes.
Do I, now realizing that there's actually symbols on here, do I recognize any of them in like Giant or any of the language? No.
Nope.
I look to one of the servants, and I'm just like,
Translation book.
I just ask, can you translate this to common?
So they respond again with the magical writing on the magical book that disappears instantly. After you've read it, it says, "That is beyond our capability."
I'm going to ask, do you have translation books?
They say they have translation books, several translation books of a few varieties.
Name the varieties.
Gargantuan language,
Emillynn.
Gloam elf language,
Gargantuan language, please.
arcane. And
arcane.
okay, so while they are going and they say we have several books, several hundred books on these topics.
Gargantuan to common?
They're not gargantuan. We don't recognize.
Right?
Who's
Yeah.
not gargantuan?
I would imagine if my ask of them to translate it for me, they would either bring us a book to do it or they would directly do it. I'd imagine that would suffice as the same question.
Yeah. Well, the bottom line
being
is
direct.
in the middle of you talking to them about this,
Rylar.
yeah, Rylar's like, what you guys trying to figure out? You trying to figure out those funky symbols on there?
Rylar.
What?
Rylar, what does the pedestal say?
Wow, it's Quevquel.
What?
Of course it is!
It's Quevquel.
We're gonna have to fight the beholder up there,
I'm
you
right
guys.
behind Rylar. I'm like, Rylar, please translate. What does it say?
Well, you remember I told you about Quevquel. Quevquel's the language of goo.
Yeah, I know. You're still teaching me how to read and write it.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, they look like a sequence, like
Wait, Philip, why didn't you recognize this language? You say you know it too.
Philip said, "Oh, who said I know that?"
Me.
Out of character, did I ever say that Philip has ever read the Quebquel language or even spoken to you about it at all?
He said he knows some of the language.
I did?
Yeah, he can at least recognize it as it being Quibquel, but...
Oh, did I? Okay, I'll take your word for it, because it's been a while. He says...
Yeah, I remember there was a conversation about it, but I don't remember the details.
Yeah,
Okay.
like he can recognize it, he just doesn't know all of it.
Right. He said, "Yeah, I recognize it, but I don't know what to read. Sorry, it's not my expertise."
But if you had told me it was Quibquel, I could have asked Rylar a whole lot sooner. But it's okay.
Well,
Philip.
you didn't ask. I'll be honest. I was paying attention to what you're paying attention to. So, despite my super many eyes, I didn't see.
It's okay, even though I was focused on it. But that's all right, Philip. Still love you. Rylar, tell me about this sequence.
Well, studies it for a little bit. It's weird. It's like a bunch of, like each symbol is like a specific word, and they're jumbled up in a weird ass order. It's almost like if you were to be able to say them in a sentence, then like you'd have to put the words in a sentence.
Okay, I pull out my book. I'm like, all right, start drawing out these symbols. What does this first symbol mean?
All right, hang on a second.
Stormy wasn't ready yet.
No. Just getting it
He
down.
was ready. He just had to unturn the page. Be like,
What the dust off? I've had this prep for like a year now. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
but Fern talked too much, so now we're at a year and a half long instead of a year long. He didn't deny it.
What did I not
Kidding.
deny? What?
I said
Nothing.
it's fine.
You're not
I'm sorry.
denying the reason why you're dusting it off because it's been over a year since you've already prepped it because Drew doesn't
Actually,
shut
this
up.
particular part, you got me. I wasn't. I mean, I had planned all of this, but I forgot to write this particular phrase, so I have to remember what I had in my head. Because I have it as a theme in my head.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power.
See the SpongeBob beam instead of imagination, it just goes knowledge.
Processing.
Or it's the more you know.
Confusion is normal.
Confusion is normal. I think that is so funny. That is your favorite one of my random phrases that I've said.
Yeah. Or Lorkris. ... Ellipses.
All right.
This
There
all it
are
is just a scene with a check mark next to it.
there are eight
Scene.
of these Quell symbols that symbolize a word.
Okay.
What's so?
I'm waiting for Rylar to translate.
You need to tell me which one. They're in a random order, like he said. You need to tell me which number you want, and I will tell you that word.
There's how many words?
There's
8.
Start with number 1.
Number 1. Translate to the word step.
2.
The second one translate to the word of.
3.
Of?
Yes,
Yes.
of.
So which was the next one?
3.
3 is the word my.
You ready, Druid?
4.
4 is the word always.
5.
5 is the word rival.
Rival?
Rival.
Like enemy?
Yes. We'll just rival. I mean, rival isn't necessarily an enemy, but yeah.
I was just making sure I heard the correct word that you said.
Gotcha. Fair enough. I didn't mean to sound like I was correcting.
6.
6 is the word ahead.
7.
7 is the word one.
And 8.
The word arrogant.
Always one step ahead of my arrogant rival.
Yeah.
Wow, you girls are fast. Well done.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, always one step ahead of my arrogant rival, yeah.
That is absolutely correct. And so you guys figure out the sequence, and you're
We
pretty
were
sure.
piecing it together as you were saying it. I'm
Yeah.
just like puzzle piecing it. Like,
Nice. So I will say that you're pretty sure the way you can activate this is you first pass the energy through it first to activate it, and then you say the sequence as if it were like a spell chant, and then it will take whoever's in the circle, the destination where it's set to go to.
Funny, it's probably me and Rylar. We're like, always one step ahead of my rival, and we just disappear. Is that what
No,
happens?
because you have to remember. I told you
Oh,
have to power it first by casting the teleportations. And it doesn't have to be, like I said, it could be any teleportation style spell from
Dimension Door.
Dimension Door, or even just Misty Step is.
Or banishment.
All right.
I mean, Banishment, Gate, those technically would work, but if you want to waste that big ass spell, go for it.
Well, I did it last time.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I'm not doing it now.
Team. Guys,
Yeah.
figured out the passphrase. Are we all ready to go?
We'll say you and Fern figured it out together. All right.
because she's like peeking over your shoulder, and you can feel the ants crawling off of her hair onto your shoulder. That's how you know she's very close.
Oh yeah, I'm totally used to it by now.
Mm-hmm. You usually will take the creature and put it back on her.
Oh no, if Emmillynn's focused on something, she doesn't care.
Okay.
As we start gathering, I look over at one of the servants. I'm like, "Can you come here for a second, please?" To bring him within the circle. See if he comes with.
They actually stop before getting onto the pedestal and getting in the circle. They can't seem to go further than the step. They can't take the step up onto the pedestal.
You're useless.
No, they're not. They did a good job.
Lorkris just
I
asked
named that
the
one
unseen servant if there's other
George.
unseen servants up in the secret library, top secret library.
They respond with,
I
"We do not have
look
that."
like.
Oh, okay.
Of course.
Are we ready?
I mean, we're technically in are we technically in an extra dimensional, like extra
Dimensional space.
that's the word.
You mean right now? No, you're in a physical space above this room.
Yeah.
But you
before
suspect that this is going to take you to an extra dimensional space.
Yeah.
In fact,
Before we
I'm going to have you guys all roll a. I don't know. Is there a skill check related to wisdom, intuition, or
insight.
Perception?
insight? Insight. Yes. Everybody, roll me an insight.
Can I use my passive insight of 19?
I mean, you can roll, and if you get better than a 19, the minimum you'll keep is a 19.
My passive insight is 22.
That's your minimum?
Yeah.
Holy fudge.
Yeah. Yeah. Or what's
I'm very insightful.
Yeah.
All right.
No better. Before we go, you want to respond back to Jocko?
Hang on, let me finish what I was going to tell you guys from the insight. You interrupted me, and now I
okay.
forgot.
I got a 13.
Oh.
that have to do with the bag I'm holding?
No.
Oh.
Oh, you all suspect that where you're going to go is very likely something similar to the space that you found when you first found the beholder, the very first beholder. Basically, you think this is just a different way of accessing the same kind of space. Only,
Cool.
it's called a library instead of a lab.
That's fair.
All right.
Makes
So
sense.
now, you go ahead with what you're doing.
Oh, I got a 13 on my.
Inside. And so yeah, you didn't figure it out. You must have rolled crappy.
I rolled 4.
What's your minimum? What's your
It's-
passive insight?
How do you figure out passive insight? Is it
Passive insight. No idea.
So why? How do you guys have such big ass numbers? Is it because you have your proficiency bonus too? Like, you have expertise in those, or? Because I thought insight.
Yeah,
was
Well,
basic-
these are just the passives.
No, I understand
Yeah,
that.
I have.
because
Is it
I mean
class related?
there's a passive perception and a passive investigation.
So
I know
we
there's
we
passive
both
insight.
we both have proficiency in wisdom,
Oh, right. That's what it is. Okay.
and
Yep,
and then
that's
for
it.
me from the cleric, and then yeah. So
I got it.
I
That's
just
all I
have
was
a very
asking.
good-
I didn't
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
believe you. I just wanted to understand it since it's something
No,
that fits in. It's a little confusing to me.
yeah, I was trying to click on. I'm like, where does it tell me how my passive is generated? And I realized that's because we both have proficiency in wisdom, so we get to add our proficiency bonus to that. And
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. Yeah. Just like, you know, yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
where were we back
Yes.
to? What were you asking, Starkitty? We both got derailed. What?
Oh,
Don't even ask me.
I forgot.
Yeah, sorry. So you guys wanted to teleport to the location. Was there any other questions or stuff or comments you were talking about before we did that?
Oh, so I was gonna tell the team. I'm like, so since we're all going to the secret library together, before everybody runs off, we gotta make sure that I can bring us all back. And yeah,
And Rylar goes, maybe we should tell Gashora and we're gonna go there.
yes. Rylar, do you want to quickly run over there and tell them?
Okay.
Signal to Gashura.
And he stands on it and teleports down. And you see him telling them. You see they have kind of a confused look on their face. And then he tells it to them again. And then they finally, oh, okay. and then she teleports him back to you. And you see them on the, no, you don't see them. Never mind.
I was gonna say, it's like, we can't see Rylar talking.
Yeah, I don't
to
know
her.
where I was thinking that. Never mind.
We just know.
we know Rylar comes back and they're like, they didn't get it,
Yeah.
and then they got it.
Yeah. All right, so you're back. You guys can go whenever you're ready. If you have
I'm
a
just
spell.
going to say, be emotionally prepared to fight the beholder, okay? They
I'm
might
gonna
be
use
there.
my dimension door.
So Rylar asks, if
The other one had the zombie beholder.
true,
So-
who wrote the
You never know. I'm
Who's
just
the letter?
saying.
No, you're right. We'll see. All right.
It's better to be prepared to fight
You-
something
you
and not
find-
have to fight something.
Through that. You teleport into the chamber.
Fern shows up with her eyes covered.
Luckily, when she opens her eyes and everybody else's eyes who are already open, notice a really immaculately kept library, and it is a slightly bigger size than the other chamber, the laboratory that you found with the beholder before. And it's immaculately kept. Half of it is a library, and half of it looks like it does have some research stuff, but not like chemical, kinds of research, but like scrolls and lots of scrolls that are organized and lots of like magical equipment that's neatly organized and magical tools and arcane sigils and writing material. Basically anything that you can imagine that like a wizard would have, who's not an alchemist, who's not doing any kind of potion mixing or obviously the opposite of the one from the Glomels, which was all that bio arcane. This is more like like wizard magic arcane stuff. And also, interestingly enough, it looks like a sort of similar machine to what you saw before. It's designed to somehow store or receive, I should say, and put into these little vials. That you find some empty vials, and you're guessing that machine, just like the other one, is designed to store this undead sacred energy, right? And like over with the Glomels, it was divine sacred energy, because they had turned her into a pseudo god, like a deity, a demigod. But these guys are turned into an immortal undead, and so what's siphoned off of the Skull Lord and their people is this undying sacred energy. And but like it looks like there's only a few like 3 vials left, and to be clear, backing up a second, you see no enemies or threats in the room. And but there's a number of, like I said, books, a beautiful looking smaller library. There's like a wall of scrolls and different kind of arcane machines in the main arcane machine. And you guys can explore and get details and ask questions to your heart's content, and I will do my best to answer them if this place can answer that question.
All right, team, just be prepared. This room was created by something similar to what we dealt with in the other one. A lot of the stuff may be in Quibquel. Rylar, are you ready? Just in case you need to translate.
Oh yeah, you betcha. I'm here for you.
Okay.
You are the best.
Before we go anywhere, Rylar, is anything magic in the room?
He's like,
aside from us and the pedestal?
Oh yeah, like there's glowing from all those scrolls over there. There's a few books in the library that are glowing. The machine is glowing. Some of those machines over there are glowing. And that looks like there's a cupboard? Or what do they call those closets that are like closing cupboards?
Armoire?
Like a wardrobe?
A wardrobe.
A wardrobe, yeah. I can see through the door, like I can see a glow. There's something inside there.
Or an armoire?
Yeah, wardrobe was what I was looking for, but yeah, armoire is not bad. But yeah, like a standing, yeah. It's like there's something in there glowing, and yeah. So like tons of stuff.
I want to check the armoire.
Okay, you're gonna check the armoire / wardrobe, and what's Lorkris gonna do? Check out first.
Follow Emillynn's lead. I just figured we'd figure out what's magic first.
What's the magical armoire that's
you cut out what?
And Fern's like, Rylar points at the magical wardrobe, and Fern's just like, it's behind the door. I want that one.
Gotcha. All right. So, and you?
Lorkris, we need to find anything we can on the machine. But take a look around. and let me know if you find anything. I'm gonna check the desk, unless you want to check the desk, and I can check the bookshelves. Go.
So yeah. By the way, yeah, I did forget to mention, but yes, there is a desk there too. Rylar says, "I'm gonna go check out the scrolls because it looks like they're organized in the cubbies are organized in Quevquat."
Yes, Rylar, that is your job unless somebody says I need translation.
Okay. All right. So, what do you guys want to know first, or do you want me to roll randomly?
He wants to know what's in the wardrobe.
Right. She opens up the wardrobe, and I call it a wardrobe, but don't imagine a fancy kind of clothing wardrobe.
Armoire. Sorry!
It's all right. It's all right. It's more like, I described it that way because imagine a wooden military style locker, right? But it's not modern looking, but it's not old English either. It's just sort of plain. You open it up, and interestingly enough, there are sections, and there are 3 tiers on the back wall, and 2 and 3 tiers on the side wall, where basically you can mount these rods. They're almost all empty, except for 2. There's 2 rods there.
Look at that!
And yeah, so this was obviously designed to hold those things. What?
I pulled them out of the things,
And
and I turn around. I found 1 or 2, technically.
Just about that time, Rylar yells out, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
What'd you find, Fern?
There's a whole section of scrolls here. Like these scrolls are like meant to be like very utilitarian. You can do all kinds of neat tasks, like how to make those unseen servants, and how to read magic, and there's even some comprehend language scrolls over here too.
Rylar, grab the comprehend language scroll. Please.
Okie dokie.
I needed to read this fancy book. That'd be cool.
So, just to be clear, how would that work? So, scrolls are meant to be able to be read, whether the language they were written in is one that you know or not. The way I kind of interpret scrolls. Like,
Yeah.
because there could be a world where common doesn't exist, right? So they can't all be written in common, but the scroll has to be able to be activated, and but they do need to be if it isn't a language that you don't know, then you need to be able to read magic. Is Fern, as a cantrip or a low-level spell, is read magic an option for druids? If not, then I'll just back this up. Because
I don't think that's a spell in 5th.
No.
Oh, they got rid of it in 5th ed? Sorry, this is another one of those things between 3.5 and 5e that gets a little bit mixed up. If there is no read magic, then I'm not.
But she does have, 16 intelligence. She just pretends to be extra stupid.
I was gonna say 16 is highly above average.
Yeah.
I think they got rid of read magic altogether.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't recall that as a spell.
yeah. Then we'll just say that forget I said that. Then scrolls are meant to be used by. When you activate them, when you open them up, it activates you the ability to read them. So, because otherwise, a scroll of comprehend languages that you can't read is just like the ultimate slap in the face, punch in the dick.
And so that would be very funny, though. I wouldn't even be mad. It would just be one of those things like, of course, I forgot I can't even read this shit.
All right, so back to it. So you have her scroll over comprehend languages so that she can read books. I don't know if you have a specific book you want to try and read, but I guess you want to go help Lorkris. And Miss Ray and Lorkris are over there looking at books.
Yeah, I'm like, Fern, keep a nice hold on those 2 rods you found, okay?
So does comprehend languages, how long does it last?
That's what I'm looking up.
Okay. And, all right, so,
Last 1 hour.
1 hour, okay, perfect. Well, there's several scrolls too, so like there's like 8 of them.
So it says
8 of them?
Yeah.
For the duration, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. You also understand any written language that you see, but you must be touching the surface on which the words are written. It takes about 1 minute to read 1 page of text. Spell does not decode secret messages in a text or glyph. This is an arcane sigil and isn't part of a written language. Or that isn't part of a written language.
What?
Question.
Yeah.
That wisdom book. How long does it take to read it to be able to have it work?
Let me double check. Because it might be different in 5th ed.
Because it takes you 1 minute to read 1 page of text, so there's 60 minutes in an hour, so you can read 60 pages per comprehend language scroll. It depends. Yeah.
Wow, that's way worse. But holy crap, that's funny. All right. Well, this is my world, so I can do it the way I want. I'm gonna say 2 things. I'm gonna amend that spell because that seems weak. I'm gonna say that. Well, okay, we'll say this: that he's got enhanced comprehend languages scrolls because this is the super guy that made these. He's super an arcane researcher. So they last 8 hours. And I'm going to say, so they really nerfed and borked the Tome of Abilities in 5th ed. It used to be 1 day. Now it's, if you spend 48 hours over a period of 6 days or fewer studying the book's contents. You guys don't have that much time. So I'm going to say that the book that you found is also a more advanced book designed to be absorbed in a shorter period of time. So I'm going to say it does require 24 hours of reading, which means you would need to use 3 of those scrolls to be able to read it.
So she's got the cliff notes.
Sort of. Oh, you stole his joke.
My joke. She stole your joke.
The non-stoic face. I'm gonna have to totally take that for the thumbnail now.
I'm sorry, Fate.
Okay, I can't have all the funny quips.
You stole mine earlier.
Which one?
I can't remember, but I know that you stole it from me.
Do it all the time.
You do.
You guys do steal from each other all the time. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
The little bit of karma there. Well done, StormyD. But I do feel sorry for you.
No, she's got the Spark Notes version.
That's not as funny.
It's funnier because it was a sad attempt, not because it was actually funny.
I mean, I could have said the other thing I was thinking.
What?
It's the Wisdom for Dummies book.
For me.
That's even better. Except she's not a dummy. She's actually. What's your intelligence?
My intelligence?
Yeah.
It is a 16.
Okay, so you both have the same intelligence. Interesting.
Yep.
Nope.
What's yours?
What's your intelligence?
12.
Man, I got you all beat. Rylar's got you all beat. He's got a 9.
Wait, 9? Yeah. That's okay. That's all right. I can lift you, Emillynn, and Rylar with just one hand.
That's okay. Fern is technically as smart as Miss Ray according to these numbers.
Street smarts and book smarts are drastically different. Emillynn has both of those, and you kind of.
She doesn't use them. She has them, she doesn't use them. It's a choice.
It's partly choice and partly practice. Like, you know.
Yeah.
She hasn't completely unlocked all the latent intelligence within her because she does choose not to. And she chooses not to.
But she's also insightful enough to know that when she says something mean, it's mean.
That's true.
But
that's only after.
It's only now.
Oh, and sometimes she does say it anyways because she can get away with it. But that's because everybody's let her get away with it for so long.
That's true. You're not wrong. Okay.
You mean all the times that I've apologized for you on your behalf, Fern?
All right,
all the times
come on.
you've had to
Let's rein it in,
apologize
guys.
for her.
What?
Imagine all the times I've had to apologize for
Oh,
her.
that's true. Yeah. Anyway, rein it in. What do you do next inside this this hidden library?
What's in the desk?
Desk.
Her hand languages. And now she can read it stuff.
So, are you gonna wait? You're gonna do that now?
Are you gonna start
To
reading
help
that
them
book?
read books. I'm just open the.
I love it. So what else do you do? So I do comprehend languages.
Wait. So, are you wanting
No,
to?
because he literally asked. He asked to Emillynn.
Are you wanting to do this now? Because once you start, you can't stop.
You have to
No,
go
I'm
for-
talking.
Oh.
I'm talking about help. I'm talking about helping read all of these books.
I see. So you're going to
comprehend
use
languages.
one of the 8 spells and keep 3
Correct.
in reserve. Okay, I got you.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Just wanted to clarify. All right. So you guys were looking in the desk.
Yes, the
He's
desk.
looking at books. You're looking in the desk.
Yes.
In the desk, you find several journals that apparently are written in Quevquel. It will take you some time with Rylar's help to study and like it might be easier to take them with you and go down with because there's like 6 of them. And they're broken up into sorry, let me back that up. There are 8 of them, and they're broken up in 7 of them are labeled as epochs or epochs, E-P-O-C-H, and epochs, and then one is the final push. And then in one of the I forgot you guys wanted to one of the, remember I told you there was another machine that wasn't the machine that's for storing the energy. That other machine, when you open it up, it's got all these crystals inside, and most of them are lit up, but a few are not. And you're pretty sure if you take those crystals, there was a slot in this room on the console, and you can take that and slot it in, and it'll do something. And by process of elimination, putting 2 and 2 together, based upon what the unseen servants told you, you think that those are some sort of recorded archive of sort of a log of moments when the triumvirate would be in this room and kind of do his own sort of journal / log / recording, like the machine would record him visually and audioly saying stuff as its own journal. So you get a separate journal. You got these journals that were made by the Undreamer, whatever or whoever that is. You suspect it's another beholder, but based upon the way that everything's laid out, there's no chair in front of the desk. It's a pretty good assessment that it probably is another beholder. But yeah, the journals that are in the desk are all of the Undreamer. 7 epochs, and then a final push, journal. And then, like I said, the machine seems to have crystals that are likely some sort of stored memories of the triumvirate separately. So you might be able to figure out some things through that. Because I know there was one question that you were curious about, Lorkris, I forgot off the top of my head what it was.
Why they call me the false prophet and usurper.
Right.
Yeah.
Lorkris, you find anything in the bookshelves about the machines?
He does. Very easily, because it's very well organized. And it looks like the library is organized in giantish.
Yeah.
So,
You'll notice as Lorkris finds the books, like he has respect for them as a book for the sake of Emillynn, and he's not just like tossing them around, but like he pulls them out and just into a pile. Like he's not like yeeting them across the room, but he's just like plop, 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 just doesn't care.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's just like this.
switches every
here,
time he does.
Here.
He's not throwing the books in
Grabs
Emilynn's
his-
direction. Here.
Yeah. Yeah. Like half tossing. Here you go.
So,
If he brings me the books and be like, you want to check out these crystals while I check out the books?
And I want to clarify, those crystals will work in the pedestal that's in this room, not the one in the main
there's no
antechamber.
pedestal in this room.
So, can we get back?
No, when you say pedestal, I thought you were talking about this.
Because we came here through a pedestal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. You're talking about the platform. I'm
Yes.
sorry. You said pedestal. When I saw pedestal, I thought you meant the console
Sorry.
pedestal. So you're talking about the platform. The crystals don't have anything to do with the platform, no.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I thought they all had like a console of some kind because we had that in the room below and the one here. Like
There was a console?
Yeah, it was the pedestal that we had to figure out the code in order to get to this room.
Yeah.
It's on the floor because
You described it as a pedestal.
So maybe there's been another misunderstanding. So in the room with the hidden archive, there wasn't a console pedestal.
Oh.
It was a
like a
platform
platform
and a round pedestal that can fit a bunch of people on it. Not
so there's
an
no
actual
actual physical table-like pedestal.
Right. I
Okay.
apologize for using the
okay.
wrong word. Technically, you're right. It would be.
They both can be used interchangeably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Arguably, podium would be more appropriate for the stand.
Right. Podium or console. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically,
okay.
in the hidden archive, there was no console. The only way to activate it was to use the runes and pass a spell through it, or to have someone down below to activate it. And in this room, it's the same thing.
Okay. I just need to activate it to get back to the hidden archive and then get back. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
All right, got it.
All right. So he's gonna. So you find you and Fern are now looking at the crystals, and trying to. No, Fern was.
No. Fern's looking through books. I was looking through books. Emillynn found the crystals.
Oh, was it Emillynn or was it Rylar?
If the
Emillynn.
crystals were next to the desk, I found them.
No, they were in a different part of they were over by the research part of the office, not the library part. And the desk is closer to the library. But Rylar was looking at magic stuff for you, and he was curious about that machine. So I guess he was the one who found the crystals.
Okay.
And told you guys about them. And it turns out they're labeled in Quevquel, and they're basically date ranges. And so.
Rylar, what's the release date?
So.
Just point to the crystal and tell me which is the most recent.
That one.
Pick up the crystal.
Okay.
Put it in whatever.
So there's
It has to be all the way down at the bottom.
Yeah, there is a machine here. You think? Let me think for a second. These are only meant to store it. To activate it, you need to take it and put it in the slot in the room below.
Where Gashura is.
Correct. Exactly.
Okay. All right. You guys want to look at books, or should we check out this crystal?
I want to check out books for a little bit because I can read them.
Do you want to take your books down to the room with Gashura?
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
Quick. This was me. just not remembering. Was there unseen servants in here that can grab?
Nope.
No.
There were none.
Okay.
Good ask.
Fern is just gonna try to be all sneaky in her looking for anything about the Archdruid
Ileana?
Eliana?
Ileana? Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Let me see how I spelled it.
Oh,
it's Eliana.
Yeah, Eliana. Correct.
Ileana.
So, okay, if we gotta go down there, I'm going to grab Rylar. What are the 5 most recent? What are the next 4 that are most recent dates? This one. I want to look at like as many as possible.
So the interesting thing is that the newest crystal is dated only a few years ago. The start date is only a few years ago, and what's interesting is that the way the crystals are labeled is some of them are labeled for massive amounts of time, as if there's not much on them, like in 1,000-year increments.
Jeez.
And but then there are a few that have smaller date range, and this one is an open date. The newest one is an open date range, and it starts a few years ago, about when the MGA first found and founded Misty City.
Okay.
And so you guess that the dates that are on that would be able to be found and searched through will help you get to the closest one, the newest one. The next one after that is a whole 1,000-year chunk, and then 1,000-year chunk. There's a few in the middle that have a couple of little minor incidences, or you guess because they're little pockets of just a few years, and then 1,000-year, and then all the way back to then you kind of guess that there's this point where the oldest ones start at some point, likely around the 15,000-year mark long ago. So you're guessing that that's going to be the history of the first creation of the Skull Lord and stuff.
Yep, I would want to watch that one too.
Okay.
See how it started and see where it's left off.
Okay.
Grab both of those crystals.
All right. So you grab the end, basically the end and the beginning.
Yes.
And for now, yeah.
And then I just want to make sure I remember when I asked the unseen servants about that information, they said that the information about why I'm the usurper and false prophet are on the those archives.
Yes, the newest
right.
one, correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then all the stuff about the machine, and then nothing about whatever that woman is.
So yeah, there's interestingly, looking through the books, you don't find any kind of talk of a history of any goddess or god, goddesses in their history at all. They were. It appears that they were non-religious up until the mountain appeared, the Radiant Mountain appeared, and even then they weren't technically religious. It wasn't until they were influenced by the Shadow Man, what these guys call
the Umbral Seer?
The Umbra.
Oh yeah, the Umber Seer.
The Umber Seer?
Yeah. Until he appeared, wasn't until they got religious.
So then I'll grab anything about the Umber Seer.
Gotcha. Yeah, for sure. And then, of course, like you said, you wanted to grab books on the machine itself.
Yeah, those are already handed off to Emillynn.
All right. So you basically, we'll just say that you guys spend a good amount of time, several hours, compiling, grabbing everything you can, stuffing it into the bag of holding, and making your way out of here. Sure enough, all you have to do is the same sequence. You shoot a teleportation spell through the pedestal, through the platform. Mm-hmm. And teleport.
But we understand now.
Yeah, no.
So,
Pedestal is the new processing.
It's the processing pedestal, okay? Leave me alone.
All right. So you guys make your way down there after doing all that extra processing.
Yeah.
Just for you guys. Just for you. Because I love
12.
Thank you.
really, that's the 12th time I've said that since that episode?
Yeah.
Since the 108. Yeah.
Since the 108.
I believe it was 108, right?
I don't remember. I think Aries didn't. Aries count it?
Yeah, either Aries or BT. It's like 108, 112. Those are my two numbers. Anyway.
That's insane.
Yeah.
All right, so you make your way down to the hidden archive again.
Just saw Stormy die a little on the inside.
and then you make your way back to Gashura Nim, and you're gonna get their help in working on this. It's gonna take you think, probably a good day and a half of study working on all this. Where do you want to work on it? Here in this room? It's not exactly the most comfortable place.
But it's the only place where I can view the crystals, so I'm here.
True, yeah, you that is true.
I am here with my with my lovely papers and ink. 5 different ink pots, ready to take notes.
All right. So before I forget anything else, you guys make sure you think about all the questions you want to ask. There's one thing I want to tell you in case you forget to ask, and that's that when you do start studying the books on the machine, one of the things you do figure out is the console and the machine also control the barrier around the castle, and so you now know how to turn it off, so you can leave here without having to go the long way.
We can't go the long way we came in.
Well, you could. It would just be awkward because you'd have to cast a bunch of, stone.
Yeah.
I could technically turn it all into mud, and then we just have to tramp through mud.
Yeah.
But
Or you could turn it all into mud and then turn it all back into stone, because you can cast a spell twice and do it in reverse.
yes, but that
We'll
would
just walk
be
out the front door.
yeah.
Yeah.
Front
it's way-
door is preferred.
Way easier, yeah. But if you had ever decided that, I would have been impressed if you'd been clever enough to just think, oh yeah, I'll just turn this big thing into mud, and then turn the mud back into stone and walk over it. Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick, because I had another thought. Before we left the very top, like
Yeah.
the hidden archive, if the reason why I'm referred to as a false prophet and a usurper, would I essentially be able to find out Okay, my question is that in the note, it was stated to Lorkris or whatever you call yourself these days. I'd imagine that answer would be found in that same set of archive. That wouldn't be anything different.
Not exactly, because
Okay.
you're pretty sure that the note was left to you by the Undreamer, which you think may or may not be the Beholder that was the avatar for these folks, right?
Yeah.
Not by the Triumvirate.
Correct.
Because if you remember correctly, in thinking about it deeply, especially as a religious character, right?
Yeah.
These guys had basically turned this whole undead ritual thing into their religion. And they viewed the Avatar and the Umbra Seer. The Umbra Seer is as their patron that they. I'll just jump ahead to that and explain to you that one of the first most interesting things that you figure out is that when they made, looking at the old crystal, the oldest crystal first, real quick.
Oh. So I'd imagine it would be in.
Yeah, you basically figure out that the ritual that they used to curse the land and curse the people, from their point of view, it wasn't a curse. They were being blessed with immortality and ultimate arcane ascendant power. At least that was what they were tricked into believing, right? And they literally made a pact. Like Rylar made a pact with Goo, these guys made a pact with the Umbral Seer, or Umbra Seer, and did this ritual where they effectively sacrificed the life of all of their citizens, turning them into undead and themselves into undead, to create this power source for the machine. Now, they didn't know that that's what they were doing, but they thought they were just gaining power to defeat. They basically had become so hyper-focused, just like the Gloam-elves. They had become so hyper-focused on defeating their enemy, the Gloam-elves, that they no longer even cared about trying to make it up the mountain anymore. They just want to gain enough power and immortality that they could defeat the Gloam-elves. So they were willing to do anything to do it, just like what happened with the Gloam-elves. And so that was what the ritual was. It was a special kind of pact with the Umbraseer, where, you know, and because of that, now I lost track of what we were talking about. How does it relate to you? Why? Oh, why? Yeah. And now you watch the newer one, and it takes a little while of figuring out with Gashora and secretly smart Fern helping out how to find the right points. And it turns out it's not that hard once you have them slotted in and you bring up that screen. It's logged in giantish, you know, different date ranges. And sure enough, it's really just sort of a captain's log, as it were, on these stored on these crystals. And the triumvirate would come in and talk about stuff. And you look back at the date, and you have to actually figure out their date system is obvious. Their calendar's obviously different than the calendar that the MGA uses, but you're able to at least figure out what the calendar system is comparatively. And you figure out that the date that he steps foot on this island was the first date where they have reports that some of their people have gone rogue and are displaying these green eyes, and that they started using their scrying capability even further out to try and determine things. So apparently, if they sacrificed a number of people, like it was a tough call on their part, the machine is able to sacrifice a number of people to scry on locations that don't have an arcane node under them. But they don't do it very often because, you know, they would run out of resources. And so, but they did it, and sure enough, they were able to scry on the city sometimes. And after a while, I mean, at first, that's what they tried to do, and they would do it whenever it seemed useful strategically and tactically for them to do so. But they definitely tried to do it more often suddenly after Lorkris arrived on the island, and their people started slowly transforming, and basically becoming sort of freed from whatever, you know, not exactly freed from the curse, but you get the idea that somehow or another there was a change going on in their people. And then once you guys actually made it to big map.
Rhinegold Colony?
Yeah, Rhinegold Colony. Once you guys made it to Rhinegold Colony, they're in the middle. And you was it Rhinegold Colony, or was it I think there was I think there was a node under both. So when you got to Rhinegold Colony, they started scrying on you immediately. And they that was when he made some of his log references were like, there's a Goliath there, or he called himself they called themselves the Gargantuans, just like the Gloam-elves had called them, but there's a Gargantuan there. He must be a distant, not ancestor, what's the
descendant.
Descendant and progeny of some of the refugees who escaped long ago. And he's different than some of the other ones that have been scryed upon. He seems to wield some sort of power, and you know, the triumvirate talked about that, how he could sense his power, your power, just from scrying upon you, and then how it impacted things. And then basically, as time goes on from that point, since you've been here, it got progressively worse in their kingdom, and that's when he started calling you a usurper and a false prophet, and he used that to try and have these speeches with the people to win them back, but they weren't having any of it, and he was so angered and frustrated by you that they then started hunting you as best as they could, but it wasn't quite working out. And then they came up with this plan. Well, you know, if we can keep track of him and figure out where he's at, we might find an opportunity where we can, you know, get these greedy humanoid peoples to give him up. And that was why, you know, there was that moment where they teleported one of their mages in a disguise, and who tried to trick the Steel Dawn and the Loam Riders into killing you guys. Of course, they were having none of it. So that was basically where it culminated. But even before that, you guys had found the undead area, and that was really when things in their eyes, hit the fan, when they actually faced off against you in the undead ghoul yard, in the undead ghoul catacombs. He had lots of angry reports, like frustrated. Oh yeah, thank you. That you guys were, or that you were, definitely some sort of, you know, you have the power over the people, so you must be some sort of false prophet drawing them away with your power, and that you're usurping the power of the triumvirate. And ever since, basically, you come to realize that ever since you and Fern have been on this island, both of you have been making an impact on the island in different ways, but palpable impacts. Her on the land, you on the undead people. And so, well, yeah, in the end, you know, you proved to him that you weren't false. And that he was also right, that you are a usurper. At least from his point of view.
Can you really usurp a usurped?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Be a reclaimer.
That's true.
Reclaimer.
I mean,
that's
the
a good
people
one.
call you the Fate Warden. Right?
Yeah.
Hang on, I gotta find something real quick.
So say I want to fast forward to his last entry on this crystal. If he goes, usurper, you found this.
If you have found this.
Isn't that the letter though, basically?
Yeah,
No,
but you know, he could have left like video recording too.
That's fair. Could have been talking it out loud as he's writing it. That'd be funny.
Sorry, bear with me a second here. How do I... Hey, Starkitty. With this funky Samsung tablet, where do I... There we go.
I lost the game.
Got him.
What did you get me? I missed it. What?
Oh, Druid lost the game.
Oh God, not that again.
Yep. Because I caught her with one of these.
Caught me with the ball gazer.
The stupid shit we do.
Anybody else was playing, they lost to.
I'm winning. Stop. Stupid.
While he's looking, what are the rules of the game?
You never heard of the game?
What are
I heard that.
Oh yeah, you're only winning the game as long as you forget that you're playing the game.
Oh, okay.
As soon as you remember that you're playing the game, you lose the game.
You have to announce that you lost the game.
Yep.
So everybody around you also loses the game.
And then there's a moment where you don't really technically start again until you forget that you're playing. You never really forget, but like It's not a conscious thought.
But as soon as you consciously remember that it's happening,
Yeah.
yeah, you have to announce that you've lost the game.
You start over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep mute.
Okay.
Sorry, first time
chatting.
Sorry. Whoa, first time
Let's hear
chatter.
you.
All right. So thank you. All right. I just needed to look at something real quick. I mean, you know, these guys gave you the title, or well, the people gave you the title of Fate Warden. So what you do find interesting is that there were, you know, you're not sure. So he left logs about that. Mm-hmm. And because of that, it makes you guys end up wanting to go back and like look at some of the secret history books some more. Like you end up spending a good amount of time, and you have to occasionally go back to the hidden inner library once again to find more stuff. But you do end up finding a book that apparently because actually no, this would have been one of the books that you would have grabbed because you were looking for some of the top secret information related to their movements and stuff, right? In the history, you know, the most recent history. So you found a top secret document that talks about how one of their most talented, you know, basically arcane zealots that was part of, you know, that was one of the leadership, and one of the, he was basically the second only to the triumvirate, but the triumvirate was designed to be this, you know, this mystical avatar godhead, right? Well, but this guy was like their greatest prophet, as it were. That's what they kind of called him, and because he was an incredibly talented arcane archmage, and on top of that, he had a kind of the gift of prophecy from time to time. And literally lost the document. Yeah, that one. And this archmage was one of his prophecies, and this is
We lost the
Oh no.
Yeah, tell you what, we don't need the Mac Cam, so I'm just gonna switch over to dual cam. This is mostly just talking. So we're getting close to the end of the night. So we'll wrap up with this. Obviously, there's still lots of questions you guys are going to have based upon, you know, so make sure you write them down or remember them, because there's lots of stuff that we haven't even gone over yet. I have to wrap up now, but I want to leave you with this. But yeah, go ahead.
And this information, is this a book that Lorkris is reading?
This was a book
or
that you ended up having to go back up to that library to get.
Okay, and this is a book that Lorkris is reading?
Yes.
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 Okay, I would like to state, if I may, trying to have a moment to myself. Lorkris is going to take that book and go sit on the throne and read it.
With Gora at his feet. Don't forget to bring Gora with you.
Okay. Okay.
If that's okay.
I mean, if that's where you want to go, sure. Like, it's not far from where everybody else is. I mean,
So you want to go downstairs and get hit with all that cacophony of stuff.
I mean, it's not a huge lore drop. I will just say that basically
it would be something he'd probably want to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big enough. Well, are you sure you'd want to separate from everybody? Because this is all information that's like.
Oh, if he's reading the book, I'm too busy looking at the stuff on the crystals to even like pay attention to him if he's.
Well, but you would
about
have. Here's the thing: he would have only gotten a clue to go look at this because of the information that you guys would have watched the crystals together, because he would have been drawing his interest to get them together. And then the crystals would have pointed you to some of the books he had already grabbed, and you would have figured out a lot of history.
Well,
and then one of those, ultimately it led back to, okay, there's a secret book, we need another book we need to go get. And so or a log, and you get this because it's about this.
Then then I wouldn't.
Right. There's this archmage.
Sure enough.
That was, like I said, this super talented seer. And they just call him the archmage. Just like the triumvirate is the triumvirate. The people give up their names to become part of like an undead hive mind, as it were. And but he did prophesy that, and this is actually where the triumvirate got his terminology that he referred to as, because the archmage. Well, before I get to that, because that's the final reveal for tonight, I will say this. One other interesting thing about the archmage is the final mission that you guys heard about previously, right? That I told you all a little bit about previously. The final mission where the triumvirate sent out a large force to defeat the archdruid and Orcos. Crusader
Othric?
Orcos.
Othric.
Othric, yeah. Crusader. Remember how Crusader Othric, and thank you for the follow.
We love you.
Yeah, appreciate you. Crusader Othric and Archdruid
Eliana.
Remember, there was a mission because they had finally found their secret hidden area.
Mm-hmm.
That final mission to go destroy them and defeat them, he sent the archmage. Well, hello, thank you.
I love you too.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for the 2 follows.
Awesome. Woohoo. And the report, that combat report indicates that they never returned. But, so I just wanted you to be clear of that, so that the archmage, something happened to him when he was like the spearhead, the leader, go take on the archdruid and Crusader Othric, and he never returned. But his prophecy was that apparently it's very kind of cryptic and vague, but you can kind of glean out that he in his dreams, in his prophetic dreams, saw that four he called them crafters of destiny. So you taking notes there, Druid? 4 crafters of destiny would come forth to the island and may turn the tide in some way, either leading to the success or the downfall of the undead people, the gargantuan people. And as a lot of prophecies are very vague in general, but at any rate, he said that, and he identified the 4 people with his own flourish, his own kind of nickname / title for them, and that they would be called the Fate Warden, the Light Spawn, the Key, and the Cleaner. And that part of his prophecy indicated that the Fate Warden would have a power would have a messianic power that may be akin to a false prophet or usurper. But in his prophecy, he said, kind of left it open as to whether the end result would justify those titles or not.
I have my guesses, but I'll keep them to myself.
Yes, please. Although we can talk about it off stream when we're done. In regards to that, do I need any clarification or that any questions? Like I said, he didn't have a whole lot in his some of his prophecies were like various nonsense things throughout the 1,000 years that were related to, you know, kind of stuff that would have happened within their you know, the war, the Radiance War, and you know, all kinds of other things. But the closest ones relative to the present seem to be this. Apparently, he had such a talent with magic that he could partially manipulate gravity and time.
And they can manipulate gravity and time?
No, that this Archmage guy
Could manipulate gravity and time.
Yeah.
Okay.
In minor ways.
Okay.
So yeah. We have the Light Spawn, the Fate Warden, the Key, and the Cleaner. So, with that, guys, nice big lore dump reveal, but there's still a little bit more to learn before you finally decide what's next as far as where to go next, how you're going to solve this transporting to the lake and getting back.
Oh, we can do it now.
I know you guys can do it. I'm confident.
We can do it now.
Well, yeah, because you got
Fern
the rods.
found the rods.
Yep, you got the rods. He likes grabbing the rods.
Oh, one in particular, but it's fine.
That's true. Please, he's just his. Yeah, it's you only need the triumvirates, right? The best rod now. It's only the Lorkris.
If you're watching on YouTube, comment down below and let us know who you think the Fate Warden, the Light Spawn, the Key, and the Cleaners are.
Cleaner, not cleaners.
Okay, the Cleaner. It's.
All right. I appreciate you guys for coming out today and watching
There's a question for you by a few followers.
I was about to ask, how much control does the Archmage have over time and space?
It's very limited. Basically, so in the scale of this world, we have not all of the spells that are in the book exist and or work because it's not a fully fleshed out advanced magic. It's getting closer, and so basically some of the spells that exist in the book that relate to gravity or time, you know, some minor ones he can do, and honestly, it's a magic that doesn't exist for the characters. So if it's not a spell that's actually in the 5e book, but maybe a spell that this Archmage made up, it's a minor one. It's not something. Just to be clear, I don't want to give you guys a false information that you know. I don't want to spoil anything for the future on layers of onions. But yeah, to answer your question, the fact that he has some power over it, it's a limited power.
Okay.
Sometimes we get a little raunchy and or stuff. But
A little?
It's all in fun. That's all.
A little raunchy. A little, and you're apologizing?
No, I didn't
After
apologize.
making me suffer
I didn't
on
apologize.
Friday morning?
Friday
Don't
morning.
apologize.
Oh, okay. Making you
Yeah.
suffer. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. BT knows. I now know.
I'm half tempted to make you listen to it.
I'm not.
Come on now, you know you liked it.
Oh man.
That was come on. It
yeah.
was a hell of
funny.
funny. It was.
It was very funny, but I have to be angry about it because it's funny.
That's true.
Yeah.
I approve. I approve of this nonsense.
You would lose fate to BT 100% though if he. Just, maybe I shouldn't.
I don't know, man. He's resisted the Wookiee all this time. I mean, BT's pretty sexy.
No, they
but-
haven't. No, he hasn't. Their bond is strong.
I knew Wookiees before I knew Druid.
That's true.
No. I meant like he. Never mind. I'm
Starkitty's like, can we just not?
stop there now. All right. So
What?
thank you guys so much for hanging out. Banana Tom here, super late as always. It's way
Cool.
crazy. Oh, we've explored. Oh, giggity.
Giggity.
Oh. I love you guys. I appreciate you coming out so much. So, who are we rating out to?
I wrote aside.
Wrote
Thank you for
aside.
hanging out.
Protosi? Sure. While everyone figures that out, be sure tomorrow to catch me, Banana Tom, and Wookiees, if you would like, to explore more Tiny Tina's Wonderland and shoot 'em up D&D style. So.
So, well, hopefully I copied that. So feel free to, I don't know, do something with that. If you have your own raid emotes, that's probably fine. I need to put the word raid on mine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you
we're
do.
gonna raid out. Who are we raiding?
You're gonna start
We
pulling
have
it
a
up?
few options.
Yeah, I guess I could. I guess I could.
Well, we have Ilt, Edge. OG Blaze is playing Elden Ring right now.
Yeah. Let's hit up OG Blaze.
I mean, here's the thing. I love OG Blaze. He's one of the streamers of Stormkeep.
Oh, he's
But,
playing COD actually.
He's playing COD. Yeah. The thing is, sometimes
Oh.
this late at night when he's streaming, he's very what's the word I can look for? You know, he's been having a good time with
Having fun with games.
yeah, you know.
OG Blaze is in chat. Why are you talking like that?
I tried, was too late. I'm on COD. He's not on
You're not
Elden
on-
Ring, he's on COD. Okay.
Oh, okay. I saw.
So, OG Blaze, are you awake and ready for us? Because last time I raided into you, you were like you're about to fall asleep. I will make sure that you're okay to be.
We always see me.
I lurk and stream. I'm a master. I am awake. Oh, not just enough for help. Okay. All right. Good. All right. Here we come, buddy. We're gonna come raiding into our man, our fellow streamer, Stormkeep, OG Blaze.
Change your category.
Say again.
He did change his
Stop it, OG
category. It
Blaze.
does say COD now.
Oh, he did.
Oh, okay. There we go. He fixed
yeah.
it.
Okay.
OG_Blaze.
I know. As soon as he can like
82.
get all his shout outs and all that stuff ready, be sure I'd be in there like changing his category for him.
Make me an editor.
It's ironic. Like
Yep.
some of the times I've rated him, he's been playing Path of Exile, or not Path of Exile. The D&D one that's not D&D.
Pathfinder.
Pathfinder. Thank you. I love when he plays Pathfinder. It's pretty awesome.
But thank you everybody for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for all the
Vibes.
follows and the raids. And remember, chat, Philip loves you.
Yep. And Chonkapillar does too, right, Druid?
Pillar.
Okay, you guys ready for the goodbye?
Bye.
Ready to raid out. Appreciate you guys for
Hello.
coming out. Let me switch to the ending stream. Love you all. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.